Christian? Hi, Timo. Yeah, we've been having data issues today, so hopefully the stream's going to be working now. I thought I was recording a conversation. It said it was into 24 minutes, and I realised there was nobody in the chat because we ran out of data. I resumed the stream, and it was telling me it was live, but nobody was watching, so I thought I was recording a conversation in Spanish that seemed to be going quite well. Yeah, it's working finally. It's working finally. It wasn't working earlier. Even though it said it was live.
I've had a few good conversations. Someone just walked away from me saying, you can see the curve from an aeroplane. I was like, well, he says, oh, you haven't been in an aeroplane. I was like, okay, have a nice day. But the two I had before were really receptive. I think I got through to them.
Yeah, it seemed like it.
Wife's taking a happy step.
I kind of feel like we should move this forward to here.
Maybe. But you have to tie it up to something though. It can blow down easily. The sun's so bright that I can't read the comments. I kind of have to get under here to see them. La cuenta, por favor.
Yeah, I mean, we can try it. It's try it to be like this without exactly reacting. I think in terms of the sale right now, I hit you.
Critical inceptions.
As the sun comes up, it'll stay in the sun. Every little helps. I think that'll do a bit. Because I think we were pushing people further away.
So what's Adam told me last night. La tierra es plana.
¿Plana o plano?
No hay curvatura.
La tierra es plana.
He comprobado a nivel de mar en varios sitios. Y de Benidorm veo a San Juan Alicante. You recording this? This is my best interview ever. En Benidorm vemos los edificios de Alicante sin perder ningún metro. 33 kilómetros. Y en Denier vemos la isla de Ibiza a 111 kilómetros. Otra vez la isla de Ibiza sin pérdida de por estar ocupado por culpa de la política. No deja de ser un si la Tierra está 70% cubierta en agua nivelada, ¿cómo puede ser la forma esférica? Nos mienten, nos dan mucho Hollywood, pero nunca vemos ningún ejemplo verdadero de NASA. Hasta los mismos que son complicados, son de Photoshop. Y por eso nunca vemos el reportaje del clima en tiempo real, porque es siempre gráfica atrás de la chica. Y también, por eso, cuando están mirando la temperatura de la luna con agua, se ve que el agua enfría por la luz de la luna. Entonces no es un reflejo del sol. Nos mienten de pisar la luna, nos mienten de la forma de la Tierra y nos dicen que el Big Bang nos hace volar perdido por espacio, pero si fuera verdad, ¿por qué vemos el mismo horóscopo ahora, el zodiaco, igual que los aztecas, las minas y los egipcios? Somos ingleses, Sudáfrica, media italiana. Estamos viendo por toda la Tierra que no hay curvatura, que la luz de la luna enfría y que las estrellas no son lo que nos han dicho ni tan lejos. Nos mienten por mucho dinero nos roban. Entonces tenemos que dejar que nos roba de dinero y tenemos que dejar que adoctrinan a los niños y tenemos que dejar que fumigan los cielos. Te voy a dar un folleto. Mira, nos fumiga el cielo porque confiamos en ellos, confianza, en vez de comprobar. La luz de la luna enfría, no hay curvatura medible a nivel del mar y las estrellas no son lo que nos han dicho ni tan lejos tampoco. No, mira, con cámara, con termómetro y verás.
¿Cuánto tiempo? ¿Cuánto tiempo?
Yo 2 años mirándolo y ayudando a que la gente despierta poco a poco, porque esto vamos respirando todos. Muchísimas gracias, señor. Encantado. That's my best interview ever.
Nice one.
I've got a celebrity.
Yeah, no, he was up for that.
Yeah, he wanted it.
Well done, Howie.
Thank you.
I'm feeling like your language is a real advantage, man.
Yeah, it's a shame you haven't been able to get someone in each country to translate the flyers. Next tour, you've got to have the flyers in each language.
And some local language speakers, I think
Yeah.
makes a huge difference. Don't you want to just grab that?
Yeah.
Right now? So we had the police drive by, and they just kept going, right? I don't know if they looked at us, but they just kept going. Hey, the police didn't say yeah, they
You know what I mean? Unless the town hall says, no, they haven't got permission. La tierra plana.
La tierra plana. La tierra plana. La tierra plana, my friend.
Amigos,
La tierra plana. Anyone speak English? Earth is not a globe. Water will fall off the globe. La tierra plana. Take some information.
¿sois de España? Adoctrinación contra ciencia repetible. Comprueba a nivel de mar, verás que no hay curvatura, la luz de la luna enfría y las estrellas hagas grabación con vídeo y verás que no son tan lejos. Nos engaña, comprueba. No tener creencias, comprueba.
Comprueba. That's it. School
So don't just get indoctrinated, check for yourself.
teacher doesn't want you to know the truth. Water is level. La tierra plana. La tierra plana. Hello. Do you speak in English? Okay. Thanks. I wouldn't mind having a quick chat with you about this flat Earth theory.
I'm not interested, to be honest. I appreciate your help. I'm not interested. Can I read this?
Of course.
Thank you.
La tierra plana. La tierra plana.
Oh, hi Lucy and John.
La tierra plana.
Good to see you in the chat.
La tierra plana.
Mucho dinero. Más de 100 millones de impuestos nuestros van dirigidos a las agencias espaciales. Más de 100 millones. Es 40 billones al año. Podría este dinero, mejor hablamos en castellano, Porque para no perderme. Si
Tu idioma original es inglés.
soy 20 años aquí, más tiempo en España.
Pero tu idioma original
Original, pero solo viví 14 años en Inglaterra y 20 años en España. Stoke-on-Trent.
en Inglaterra. So you speak English.
La
That's your
tierra
mother
es
language.
plana.
So you
Yes.
can speak English.
But I can speak Spanish better.
Yeah, but I prefer speaking English.
Okay, right. So let's start again. Why does it
Tierra es
matter?
plana.
First, I don't like to be Okay, it's very quick. I don't like to be lied to, number one. Especially by people that are the authorities.
Do you
in
realize
science.
you're going against a number of scientific, which is, this is outrageous, you know? There are satellites which can see the shape of the Earth.
If
I
there
mean,
was,
what are we talking
if,
about?
I'll love to answer you. If there were satellites in space, why do we never watch the weather report in real time? Why is it always Disney cartoons behind the presenter?
Because we cannot. This is scientific. I'm sorry,
Why?
I have a scientific background.
Oh, so please.
I'm the wrong
Okay,
audience.
so
what's your point? What do
we're
you
not
want me? Do
asking
you want me to
people-
do anything?
Yes, we're not asking you to believe.
So what is it that you want me to do?
You want an English, don't you? We want you to make 3 experiments. Instead of supposing or believing what scientists tell you, we want you to do scientific experiments. Whenever you have time, they're very easy in English. One is you look for curvature at water level, you check the mathematics. You'll see that over 20 miles, 30 kilometres is supposed to be 80 metres drop. There isn't in Benidorm, check where you live, on any distance. The moonlight chills
And
water.
then, okay, I can read this. So,
Yeah.
and after that, what do you want?
Well, when you see that we're being lied to about the moonlight being a reflection of sun because it makes water cold, when you see that stars are not
Go
that far
on, I
away,
can read this. I have a scientific background. I can interpret. So what's your point? At the end
I'm
of this?
trying to make my point, but as a scientist,
Yes,
you
but don't
should,
explain this to me because I can read it and I can make a decision on this. So at the end of this, what do you want to do?
I want you to do what all scientists should do and share how to check with other people. So when other people have checked it and there's enough people that agree that moonlight chills water, stars are not that far away and there's no curvature at water level, we won't let them take 100 million a day that could go to end world hunger, research illnesses,
Well, I would, you
and
know,
stop the fires.
I would take your point, but not on a scientific basis. I will.
But scientific basis is to
no,
check.
Listen, but I would take your point. If too much money is put on things that we don't need. That I
Thank
would
you,
agree.
thank you.
But in order to do that, I don't think we have to make a false statement. Because
No, we're not asking you to believe the world is flat. We're asking you to check for the curvature that mathematics
Well,
says
but
it
if
should
I
be.
believe the world, the Earth is rounded, I mean, I don't need any other proof for the contrary because I believe.
But you believe
But
in
I
what you
believe
see on
your
the
point that
television,
maybe too
where
much,
science.
Listen to me now. I have
Yeah,
listened
don't be
to
so
you.
angry, though.
No,
You've
I'm
been
upset
quite
because I'm telling you, I'm not going through this because I can read this. So I'm asking you what's your point.
Yeah.
Your point, what is your point? That the Earth is not
What they tell us.
well, and at the same time that too much money is put on that. So
Hollywood.
I take second part, maybe too much money is put on that, but I'm not taking the first point, which is that the Earth is flat. So
I haven't said the Earth is flat. You've said the Earth is flat. I'm saying that it doesn't curb what mathematics says it has to.
well, that's not okay. That's not an issue. I mean, the issue for me would be how much money is put on the other
Yes,
side.
but how can we prove that they're lying with science? Not by believing scientists, by doing the
I'm
science.
not going to enter that discussion. My point is...
No, but we agree,
well,
don't we? We agree on that.
No, I'm not going to agree on that. I'm not going to discuss about that now.
What-
My point is that if your point is that too much money is put on that, you don't need this argument. There are
It's not
other
an argument.
arguments.
I'm just telling you what experiments that you could do as a scientist.
Yes, but I'm not going to buy that point, the second point, based on this.
No, until
You know?
you've done the experiments, you don't know, do you?
You're not listening to me.
I
I'm
am.
not explaining very well. The point is if too much money is put
That's
on
one
one
point.
thing,
That's one
yes,
point.
Well, that's the main point because you are putting this argument to support the argument
I
that
would-
too much money.
I'll give you two
Listen,
more
Listen to me.
if you listen to me also.
Listen, no, you cannot. You have to put your point. And I'm
I'm
telling you,
trying.
well, I'm telling you that I'm only buying the point that maybe I'm not sure. I don't have the figures. Well, I don't have the figures. That maybe too much money is put on going to the moon or whatever.
So we
that
agree.
could be an issue.
So
yes, but
my-
I'm not going to agree
My
on that
other
because
two,
come
my
on.
other 2 points.
But the scientific reasons, you know, what's your background?
Oh my
What
goodness.
did you study?
I
What's
have
your background?
5 senses that can be checked.
Listen, I have other things to do.
Which is why I'm asking
Nice
you to,
meeting you.
I'm asking
I
you to
might
check
buy the
with the
second
monitor.
point, but I'm not buying
You don't
this.
know what the third,
Thank
the
you.
second point is, but have a lovely day with your scientific
You too.
background.
You too. I'm trying to buy something. Nobody's buying you anything.
You don't let people speak. How can she know what my second and third point is if she doesn't let me finish speaking? And then she's walking away telling me she doesn't want the experiments because she's happy believing the Earth's round.
Yeah.
I'm saying, but that's not science. You've just said you've got a scientific background. I'm asking you to check.
Yeah.
And she just wanted to argue. She's interrupting me. When I said, do you want to speak Spanish? She said Spanish. I start speaking Spanish. Then she says, but where are you from? Changing the argument into where I'm from. I'm like, England. So she says, well, I want to speak English. So we start in English. And then she's just, what's your point? What's your point? And I'm thinking, my point is, I'm asking you to check with science because you just told me you're a scientist. But you're not letting me tell you the experiments. You're just arguing with me. And I don't know what she was arguing about, really.
Me neither.
It's like she was agreeing about the money going to waste.
Yeah.
So what was she?
Well, I mean, if she believes the Earth is a globe and it's purely a belief, then that doesn't prove
she
anything.
kind of admitted that. I said, well, you're a scientist, shouldn't you want to check?
That's a religion then.
Exactly. But I think what she said is, I'm very angry because of what you're talking about. She admitted it. She said, I can't talk about this. And every time I tried to speak, she turned around. And I thought, this isn't a very nice conversation, but, you know, you can't win them all. I just wanted her to take a flyer and check it out in her own time, but she refused to take it in English and Spanish. She said that she didn't want me to tell her the experiments because she could read them later, but she didn't take a flyer.
Yeah.
So, you know, she proved herself ignorant. Sorry.
Well, there are people that are against
Science.
well, there are also,
It's their religious beliefs, like you said. It's like, how dare you question Einstein? He's the gospel truth. Well, those students were interested, but the teacher was not having it. The teacher was like, stop talking to these students. They're my students. I'm teaching them. So I said, no, you're indoctrinating them. We're trying to teach them how to check for themselves.
You told her that?
Yeah. And they were all laughing at her.
I got chased off by a school teacher in.
At least we got Luciano.
Milano. Oh yeah, you got
Luigi.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
How do you say, would you like a leaflet?
Toma un folleto.
Toma
La terra è plana.
folleto. Toma un folleto. Is that how you pronounce it?
La terra è plana.
It's okay. Well, I'm going to talk
We've been lied to about the nature of this place and who
We're
you
asking
are.
people to do the science.
The earth is flat, la terra è plana.
You're interested if you're here.
La terra è plana.
Quietly without being filmed. I don't like it.
I've just stopped filming.
Okay, I feel inconvenient.
I've stopped filming.
Okay, right?
I'm asking if
Can
you
I be?
have a great day, mate.
No, but why can't you leave me alone to read? But I don't want.
Sure, read it. We won't film you. We won't film you.
You fucking go. You fucking go. You fucking asshole. So
Hey,
don't you be so
I'm not being
aggressive.
You're being aggressive. You're being aggressive.
Fucking
I tried to offer you a script to read like so you want.
Well, he didn't want to be filmed, but he attracted attention to himself and made me want to film him.
Yeah, you did ask me not to film, but he was a little bit cagey.
Yeah, what it was, they were studying laughing. So I thought, if you're going to stand here, I'm going to tell you that we're not preaching beliefs. Otherwise, don't stand here, because if you're going to stand here laughing, it puts a negative vibe. So didn't want to argue with him, but he blew up on me.
But I think because this subject might be triggering him, so just, I mean, from my own perspective, I try not to trigger them back. Because it's very easy to when they're already triggered to kind of push them over the edge like we just did now. I was thinking, okay, I've got a handful of flyers and I've got a camera. How am I going to get involved in this? I'm going to have to drop the flyers, hopefully not the camera.
No, I didn't want to
In the
argue.
end, the wife came in, swooped in and took the protagonist away. Hey ho, this is Madrid. La Tierra plana. Earth is flat. Earth is flat. You've been lied to about where you live. This is not a spinning ball, Earth. Balls don't float in space. That's complete nonsense. Water always needs to be contained. Water will always find its level, which is why we say sea level and water level and ocean level. There's one great ocean for our Earth. It's contained around an Antarctic ring, perhaps. But there's no balls in space. Water will not conform to the outside of a moving shape, let alone a stationary shape. UkTruth level, I've got some flyers for you, some information.
Yes, Deacon Star Water. I saw that earlier when I first came.
Zero curvature. If you live on a ball, if you think you live on a ball,
Level.
go measure the curvature. Tierra plana.
Balls of fire, so they're lying to us about where we are and what shape we're on. Also, new light chills water. You can check with a thermometer, so you can use a thermometer, a camera, and your eyes, and you'll see that they're being lied to for 100 million a day. 100 million a day of worldwide taxes to give us Hollywood. And not only are they giving us Hollywood, but we can prove with these 3 experiments, they're also putting chemicals in the sky to combat climate change. How about we lower the emissions by taking away all the patents on renewable energy sources, technologies, and lower the emissions before we put more in the sky. We shouldn't trust them so much. We should keep an eye on all these industries that are misleading us. So please do the experiments and then you'll see that they're not preaching beliefs, they're showing people how to know with experience. Thank you so much. See?
I just gave him a leaflet. He thought it was funny. He said, "La
that
Tierra
guy's
is
there,
plana."
isn't he? He's one of the students. He was just making a scene to make himself look tough in front of his friends.
All right.
It's a shame.
La Tierra es plana.
La Tierra plana.
You don't pronounce it as.
You can do. You can say the Earth is flat, or you can say flat Earth. Tierra plana.
So you could just say La Tierra plana.
Yeah, if it's easier.
Because Ruben said that Dave was saying it wrong with the Italian. La Tierra è...
Maybe. I'm not sure about Italian.
It's La Tierra è piatta in Italian.
I prefer to say something like NASA falsos, like NASA are fake, NASA are fake.
Sven is in the van with some kind of flu type thing. We all seem to have got it.
Man flu.
To answer that question.
We'll not get ill if we keep our vitamins up.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing that and I'm still not quite right.
Good night's sleep and some vitamins and we'll all be fine.
There's a NASA t-shirt, look, look.
NASA. We're going to try and get that NASA guy.
La mer es plana también.
La Tierra plana. La Tierra plana. Earth is flat, not a globe. Water won't stick to a globe. Humans can't walk under a globe. Earth is flat. The Earth is flat. Yay! Look at that, we've got a group photo of flat earthers. Here in Madrid, Espanol. La Tierra plana. La Tierra plana, Earth is flat. Your government is deceiving you. Your science is a religion. Gravity is a hoax. The theory contradicts your whole.
Hiya.
La Tierra plana. La Tierra plana. Government, NASA is hoaxing you. NASA is Disney. La Tierra plana. La Tierra plana.
Yeah, so people were wondering why I didn't do the live stream. The reason I didn't do the live stream is because I knew if I didn't rest, I wouldn't be able to be here today. I would end up being too sick. I needed to be in bed.
Not getting the attraction rate that I would like.
What I meant is the update last night.
We're not stopping people. Stop by it. There's somebody.
Because otherwise I'd be where Sven is right now in bed.
There's enough of us.
And
La Tierra plana. It is flat. You speak English?
Estamos compartiendo 3 experimentos que podéis comprobar vosotros en casa. Mejor comprobar con ciencia repetible, ¿no? Para saber de tener creencias. Pues a ninguna distancia perdemos paisaje por culpa de curvatura. A ninguna distancia. Pero matemáticamente debe haber una bajada muy visible con 30 kilómetros. ¿De dónde sois? De Madrid. Yo soy de Benidorm. Y de Benidorm puedo ver a Alicante por 33 kilómetros. Y debe haber 80 metros de bajada. La matemática no es. Debe haber 80 metros de bajada. Pero vemos los edificios enteros por el día. Y incluso vemos las carolas de la playa del Sargent. Entonces, sí, estamos haciendo experimentos y pidiendo que la gente lo comprueba. Si estáis con resultados en conflicto, nos avisáis, pero si llegáis a tener los mismos resultados, por ejemplo, desde Denier, mirando la isla de Ibiza, que son 111 kilómetros, debe haber 1000 metros.
Yo como pruebo la distancia.
Pero vosotros creéis que si seguimos con un barco que caiga ese claro.
Eso es un efecto, cuando vemos al barco desaparecer, no es que pasa por el horizonte, entra al horizonte. Es un punto de compresión.
Pero si sigue, si es plana en algún momento, ¿qué es
claro.
¿Es eterno? ¿O qué es lo que hay al final? Tiene que haber al final.
No sé si la Tierra es plana, puede ser una forma cuartidimensional, solo el creador sabrá. Yo no soy el creador ni tengo la tecnología como NASA supuestamente tiene. Pero vamos a ver las cosas de NASA. Nos dicen que vamos volando por el Sol a 800.000 kilómetros a la hora por el Vía Láctea, ¿no? También vamos orbitando a 100.000 kilómetros a la hora. Y tiramos a 1.600 kilómetros a la hora. Pues una cosa, si el nave espacial supuestamente más rápido va a 20 a 30.000 kilómetros, que es 10 veces más rápido que una bala, vamos, ¿cómo puede ser que hemos salido de la gravedad de la Tierra para tocar en la Luna y después cómo hemos salido de la Luna si no hay combustión en el vacío para regresar a la Tierra que va no solo 800.000 kilómetros a la hora, olvidamos del Sol? ¿Cómo hemos llegado a la Tierra si no tenemos un nave espacial tan rápido como la supuesta órbita de la Tierra? A 100 kilómetros, 100.000 kilómetros a la hora. ¿Por qué no hemos visto ningún cambio en el horóscopo? El zodiaco sigue igual hoy en día que cuando los aztecas, minas y egipcios han puesto en piedra al zodiaco. ¿Me entiendes? Vemos escorpio con las pintas en sitio, vemos acuario con el agua sin gotear, vemos Orion con la cinturona alineada con las pirámides de Giza. 10.000 años dibujado en piedra y no ha cambiado ninguna estrella de situación. Nos mienten y como se sabe, no solo por la historia. Con una cámara moderna, tú enfocas en una estrella, un planeta, y hagas vídeo y lo reproduces en velocidad lenta. Y vas a ver que no hay distorsión en las estrellas. Los parpadeos se ven con geometría. Parecen electricidad, no bolas de fuego. Pero no pido que crees en lo que digo, ni lo que digo. Tú hagas el experimento. Yo no sé si es plano o fármaco artificial. Sé que nos llevan 100 millones. Pues algo que nos mienten por más de 100 millones de impuestos mundiales. Es que
Ojalá solo fuera la NASA.
La NASA es como un culto religioso, por ejemplo.
Esto es creencia religiosa más que
No, esto es comprobar
científica.
con ciencia. Tú compruebas la falta de curvatura a nivel de mar y verás que no hay curvatura. Estamos en ello y estamos pidiendo que los científicos lo comprueban, que nos ignoran porque tienen creencias.
Todos los científicos
No
del mundo.
todos, la mayoría, porque pierden su trabajo y sus...
Pero es que ya hay estudios sabiendo.
No hay estudios.
Hay estudios que la Tierra es redonda.
No, es al contrario. No hay evidencia de curvatura medible a nivel de mar en ninguna instancia. Cuando has subido Red Bull a hacer la paracaídas de 40.000 kilómetros de altura, comprueba la grabación. Abre la puerta, está a nivel de ojo, al horizonte. ¿Cómo puede ser a 40 kilómetros de altura y no tiene que buscar el horizonte si curva hacia abajo? Lo debes buscar. ¿Por qué importa? La luz de la luna enfría el agua. Compruébalo con un termómetro. Enfría el agua. Compruébalo en tu jardín, que está aquí escrito. También las estrellas se ven cercanas y no hay curvatura medible. ¿Por qué importa? Porque 100 millones de impuestos al día van a Hollywood para engañarnos, para adoctrinar a los niños. Y confiamos en ellos sin gastar 100 millones al día, podría acabar la pandemia mundial y todos los problemas de pobreza y investigar enfermedades. Están causando enfermedades, vertiendo toxinas en el aire para combatir el cambio climático porque confían en ellos 50 gobiernos del país. Se llama en el gobierno, la página oficial del gobierno de España informa que están haciendo modificación artificial del clima con química. ¿Por qué no quitamos los patentes de los ricos que llevan energía renovable?
Yo perfectamente, sí, pero se supone, o sea, tú me estás poniendo en contra de la NASA, pero pues yo no he entendido la forma
Yo prefiero no decir que es plana porque
pero ¿cuál es la otra forma?
Pero es vuestra creencia, ¿no? Que es plana.
yo no tengo creencia. Sé que no es una esfera de 40.000 kilómetros de circunferencia porque no hay la curvatura medible.
Sabes que no es redonda, pero no sabes cómo es.
Ahí está. Prefiero no decir que es plana porque esto me hace creyente. Puede ser plana o una forma que no podemos
Pero lo que
entender.
queréis es que no se me
Que no nos roban tanto dinero, 100 millones al día, que enfermedades pueden investigar.
¿Cuáles serían los beneficios de
¿A dónde
aceptar
se
que
falta?
es diferente de que es lo...
Y no adoctrinar a los niños, hacernos materialistas, pensar que vamos perdidos por espacios y no estamos con evidencia de movernos en los años. Hay evidencia que se pueden intercalar las estrellas en la frecuencia al agua. Compruébalo y ayúdanos porque solo hay que avisar a la gente cómo se comprueba y cuanto más somos, más antes nos van a dejar de robar dinero y fumigar al aire, que tiene efectos secundarios seguros. No hay investigación independiente.
Sí, regresando a la pregunta, entiendo esto, pero me gustaría saber qué beneficios obtendríamos si todos acordamos que es diferente.
Pues
a la
los
forma de
políticos hacen caso a los votos. Entonces, cuando somos más de 50% que dejamos de ser creyentes en NASA y empezamos a ser sabios por experiencia de ciencia repetible, todos podemos ser científicos y comprobar. Y una vez que compruebas y somos mayoría, los políticos van a hacer caso y van a dejar que pierden los impuestos, van a dejar de adoctrinar niños a ser materialistas y perdidos por espacio insignificante y vamos a dejar de fumigar los cielos con química y quitar los patentes de los ricos que tienen energías renovables en tecnología que no nos dejan crear.
O sea, al final es solamente intereses económicos y
salud mental, espiritual y salud de la juventud, porque el aire es de todos y nos están haciendo lo que ellos crean. No debemos confiar en NASA, debemos investigar. Muy bien. Gracias.
Muy bien.
Hasta luego.
¿Se graba?
Porque la mayoría de gente discute con nosotros cuando vamos informando cómo se puede comprobar las cosas. Quieren debatir creencias, quieren hacernos sentir tontos porque no creemos en Einstein o la teoría.
La Tierra es plana.
Entonces, estamos grabando
La
para
Tierra
enseñar a la
es
gente
plana.
Se puede conversar con respeto. Y
La Tierra
educación,
es
como
plana.
habéis aportado.
Es plana. La Tierra es plana.
No te preocupes.
For the information.
Yo te digo
La Tierra
que
es
ya
plana.
he hecho muchos vídeos en 2 años.
La Tierra es plana.
Habéis quedado muy bien porque la mayoría de la gente reacciona como una reacción programada.
La Tierra es plana.
Con agresión, defensiva, porque las creencias son personales, ¿me entiendes? Deja de creer y investigar. O mejor, tener la mente abierta, como yo. Gracias.
La Tierra es plana.
So the majority of people I can get on really well. It's just some people are looking for an argument no matter what language you speak. That guy wanted to show to his mates that he was tough. He was saying, I don't want to be recorded. I said, I'm not recording you. He says, well, I just want to read. I'm saying, well, I'm only giving you this so you can read it. And I was like, well, if you're not willing to talk respectfully, piss off, and that's when he wanted to fight me. And I'm like, you're standing here, either show some respect and have a conversation.
Yeah, I took the camera off him, the other guy, I took the camera off him because he said so. But when he started swearing at you, I thought, okay.
Get it back on,
Yeah.
yeah. No, he was an absolute idiot. And that woman that was saying she was a scientist, she was being a real idiot. She just wanted to argue about what language I can speak, and then she wanted to argue about my point without letting me get to my point.
Yeah, I could see.
But you know, you can't win them all, but you can try and learn from each interaction.
Yeah.
And I have to say, in Madrid are known for being a little bit more hustle bustle, like you'd expect in New York. There are different people than in California, more laid back. And I'm from the coast of Spain, so everyone's real chilled out, and that it's very rare I've had an argument in Spanish. You know,
Yeah, these people seem to be a bit edgy.
we're in Madrid, so we've got to remember that. But all in all, I think we're doing good.
So I could just simply say, el globo es una mentira.
Yeah, that's good.
Like people have been telling
and
me.
NASA religioso. NASA religión. NASA's a religion. NASA's a religious.
NASA religión.
Religión NASA. Ciencia or religión NASA. You know, just the odd word people get you. We'll practice more tonight, and I'm sure by the time you leave in Spain, you'll be like kicking ass. Oh, that's him. I thought he had a toy doing it.
Yeah.
I bet his wife loves that.
How was that interaction for you with those?
Brilliant, yeah, absolutely brilliant. They were tough at first, but I cracked them, and one of them in particular that didn't take a flyer, she was the last one, she had questions, and the guy was totally on it as well.
Right.
The other two took flyers, but they were still a little bit like, what does it matter? What does it matter? I'm like, well, when you've got someone ill in your family and you think, why isn't there more cures and preventions for these illnesses? Well, then you might care that all that money's going to waste.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, they're never going to relinquish their money. Just continue to hide good medicine. Continue to toxify the human
I just feel like the more we know, the harder it is for them to deceive us and rob us and poison us. So, you know, we've got to keep informing people, even if they're ungrateful and want to argue, and even he didn't want to fight. He made a big scene because he wanted a big scene, and it was because he was in that big group.
Well, and also, you know, he might be a little bit testy. He might be.
No, he really wanted an argument because at first he was saying, don't record me. I'm saying, I'm not recording you. And I put my camera down. He's like, I just want to read. And I'm like, well, you can read this in pieces, more information. It's in Spanish. Oh, terrible. I just said I want this and I want that. And I'm like, yeah, but you're also studying Latin. And this is our serious topic. So I don't mind if you want to stand here and have a respectful conversation, but if you're going to just shout at me and or stand here laughing at the food, just piss off, you know. And then when I told you, I've just told you to fuck off. Because you heard the word fuck, you thought that's a big offensive thing, and I'm like, whatever. It's tough, right?
Well, when the fuck started coming out, I knew it was potentially going to get
I just couldn't believe how he'd been so aggressive with me when I'm walking up to him saying, no, I'm not recording you, no, I'm just trying to give you this. I'm talking nice to him, and he's like, rah, 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 rah. So when I saw him coming at me, I just thought, I've got to take my camera off, because if he does take a swing, I'm going to at least look at swing.
Well, you wouldn't want to record it. You wouldn't want to have a body cam on and record the incoming blow. That would be...
I'm more worried about that getting damaged than anything else, because I'm here to work and help raise awareness. And you know what I mean? It's like I don't want to fight anyone, but if someone wants to take a swing at me, just watch the camera, mind the camera.
Yeah. Well, look at Adam Nikan. They swung at his nut, and he took one for the team. So
it's programmed responses. It's just. It's like I say, that lady about the science, she was so aggressive, and I'm getting used to it, but it's always surprising.
Well, it's just another day on tour. How's the stream going?
Yeah, it's working fine now.
Let's get another flyer.
Jason says hello.
La Tierra Plana.
Hey Jason.
La Tierra Plana.
Hey everyone watching, thanks for the support.
La Tierra Plana. La Tierra Plana.
We're not getting as big a group. Oh, mind you,
La Tierra Plana. Earth is a ball, not a ball, it's a flat plane. Water is level, sea is level, oceans are level. Earth is definitely flat. Globalize. The globe is a
man, globalize.
Good man. Globe, no global. La Tierra Plana. La Tierra Plana. La Tierra Plana. La Tierra Plana.
Do we have any water in any of the bags?
La Tierra Plana. I think Jack would have left some in the bottle, in the bag. Failing that, I don't know how.
I'm finding it very hard to see the stream, by the way, because the sun is so bright. So I'm finding it really hard to read the comments. I'm having to put my hand over the phone to create a shadow to be able to read the comments, or to be able to see what I'm even filming. So just to let everybody know if it's not focused enough, that's why.
Bien hecho. Comprueba, deja de creer y comprobar.
La Tierra Plana. La Tierra Plana. La Tierra Plana. La Tierra Plana. Probably sound like foreigners I'm saying. La Tierra Plana. Balls don't float. That's a fake space. Earth is flat. That's a flaking space, my friends. Earth is definitely not a ball. Globes do not float. Water will not swim on the outside of your bottle. It has to be contained. Water always must be contained. That's the natural physics of water. We know this when we're 5 years old. We get lied to. We get robbed of our true senses. La Tierra Plana. The Spanish language there, if you want to read that. Information.
I've still got a cold, Amanda, but I have been resting and taking lots of vitamin C and stuff.
La tierra plana. La tierra plana. Earth is flat.
La NASA está mintiendo.
Yeah, NASA is lying.
Yeah.
Or NASA
La
miente.
tierra
NASA
plana.
miente is easier for you to say.
NASA miente.
Earth is flat.
NASA lies.
NASA hoax. Fake.
¿Quieres un folleto? Lo puedes comprobar en casa con un termómetro.
La tierra plana. Some information. Earth is flat. Light is like this. NASA is fake in space. There are a couple of on there, along with JPL or NASA. Yeah. La tierra plana. I got some information for you. That is flat. I got it in Spanish as well. That's your language of choice. That's my job. My friend here is Spanish, but I'm so I don't speak that. But there's information in Spanish about the nature of the world we live in. Hello, mate. How are you? I'm going to check it out.
Mira, no estamos aquí para compartir creencias religiosas, al contrario, estamos pidiendo que la gente crea con unos experimentos prácticos muy fáciles. A nivel de mar, cuando estáis en playa, podéis ver por la costa, a cualquier distancia o hacia una isla, a cualquier distancia, nunca hay pérdida por culpa de curvatura. Siempre vemos la isla entera o el paisaje entero, a cualquier distancia, pero la matemática obliga que después de 20 kilómetros la bajada notable. Es como 2% de cada kilómetro baja, supuestamente, pero no es evidente, no es medible en ninguna distancia. Entonces, ¿puede ser la Tierra plana? Sí. O puede ser una forma cuartidimensional, un átomo, atmósfera, lineal, porque la luz de la luna enfría el agua. Lo puedes comprobar con un termómetro. En vez de creerme, compruébalo. En tu jardín, en la sombra y en la luna, en la fase del lenguaje, y verás que enfría el agua. Si fuera un globo, sol,
Tierra plana.
podría ser luz arriba o
Tierra plana.
enfriar. Los vientos con más de 100 millones de dinero al día en vuestros puestos. Podría investigar enfermedades, acabar la población mundial, acabar los fuegos en Amazonas. Y aparte, los gobiernos, 50 países en el mundo, que es el Estado de España, que confían en NASA, tecnología de poner química en el cielo para combatir el cambio climático, preocupa más las toxinas que vamos investigando que el cambio de temperatura. No debemos confiar en este punto, menos cuando podemos demostrar con una cámara que las estrellas se enfocan muy cerca y no son fuego, son como electricidad muy cercana, no 30 triones. No hay distorsión en las grabaciones modernas. La tecnología avanza y sus mentiras se quedan atrás. Igual que el Big Bang es un pedo, porque nos hacen sentir infinitamente pequeña, perdido por espacio. Yo te digo que tenemos significado en esta vida y no nos quieren hacer caso al juicio final, nos quieren hacer bordes para que somos materialistas, más fácil de guiar. La historia demuestra que no había ningún movimiento, como nos dicen, vamos 800.000 kilómetros a la hora con el Sol por la Vía Láctea. ¿Por qué vemos la zodiac, el horóscopo, igual que las aztecas, minas y egipcios? ¿Por qué vemos Scorpio con sus puntas en sitio? ¿Por qué vemos su agua todavía? ¿Por qué Orion no ha engordado ni adelgazado? Porque su cinturón está alineado con las 3 pirámides de Giza. La historia está en roca, piedra, dibujada, y demuestra que no ha cambiado las estrellas. La cámara demuestra que no son lejos. Tu ojo y cualquier cámara demuestra que no hay pérdida de visión, de visibilidad, de paisaje por culpa de temperatura. Entonces, si el agua está siempre nivelada a cualquier distancia y la Tierra está 70% cubierto en agua nivelada, pues será que era plana. O cuartidimensional, que no podemos comprobar, pero no es una esfera de 40.000 kilómetros de circunferencia. Esto es un hecho. Lo que es, no sé, pero lo que no es, sí que sé. Lo que digo, compruébalo, porque puede ser que os miento yo.
Vale, gracias.
Ayúdanos a compartir conocimiento de cómo comprobar, porque es mucho dinero y mucho aire que nos afecta a todos.
Vale,
Muchísimas
gracias.
gracias. Igualmente, chao.
Yeah,
When there's a blue sky above us, it starts to rain.
We used to call it a monkey's wedding, you know, it's sunny and raining at the same time.
Well, I think I'm going to have that well-served wheelie I've been holding since I got here. Sorry, was that on camera? It's number 1.
30 people in the chat room.
The building. Right.
La Tierra plana. La Tierra plana. La Tierra plana. Earth is flat. We've been playing that with our signage.
It's really surprising how cold it is here.
Yeah, it's pretty chilly, isn't it?
You wouldn't think it.
La Tierra plana. Earth is flat. NASA is fake.
And remember to say el globo es una mentira.
El globo es una mentira.
Una mentira.
El globo
Es una mentira.
es una mentira. La Tierra plana. Earth is flat. NASA and Hollywood have got your mind trapped. La Tierra plana. La Tierra plana. I don't remember that other one you just told me. It's a little bit beyond my skill set. La Tierra plana. Earth is flat. Earth is flat.
I think we've got the wrong place. This is maybe a little bit. We're on a shopping street. It's not really.
Maybe a little more.
Yeah, we're in the wrong place. People are here to have the lectures and be photos.
Yeah, we might have to consider resetting. La Tierra plana. Earth is flat. Earth not a globe. Water is level. Sea is level. Earth is level. La Tierra plana. People look away from me when I say that. Like, oh, look out.
I think we're better off saying NASA miente. NASA lies, NASA lies.
Nasamiente. 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 Earth is flat, NASA is hoaxing space. Da terra plana. NASA ambiente.
Or if it's easier, say NASA mentira. NASA mentira.
NASA mentira.
Yeah, that's good.
NASA mentira.
That's good.
NASA mentira. Mentira, NASA. Moon. Mentira. NASA mentira. NASA mentira. Earth is flat.
La tierra no gira.
NASA mentira.
Was that pronounced right? Yeah. So you could also say La tierra no oh, actually, I didn't pronounce it right. I'll try again.
NASA mentira.
NASA mentira.
NASA mentira. NASA mentira.
Sounds strong. It sounds better, doesn't it?
What is it? What am I
Yeah.
saying?
La tierra no gira.
NASA
I'm not saying it
mentira.
Mentira.
Mentira. NASA mentira. Take some information. Earth is flat.
La tierra no gira.
La tierra no gira.
Yeah.
I could be saying a whole lot of funny old stuff, right?
Yeah.
NASA mentira. Take some information. Free your mind. NASA is faking space. Earth is flat.
Well, we've got trolls putting in Spanish telling us to say the earth is not flat, thinking we won't notice. So,
NASA mentira. Trolls don't realize that they believe in a Hollywood division of the military known as NASA. The wind is picking up.
yeah, believe it or not, cold and windy in Spain.
Our research Globebusters.
El espacio es falso. This next one I find it harder to pronounce, but I've seen it because I've already tried to translate it. El alunizaje fue un engaño. Is that how you say that?
Alunizaje. It's a hard one for me to say.
Alunizaje fue un engaño. I don't think I'm gonna get that.
NASA mentira.
Yeah, that I'll stick with that. It's easy.
What makes you know it?
¿Más información?
Gracias.
Yeah, that is Luigi apparently, and he's got flat smacked already.
And 2 glasses of water in your garden, and you'll see that moonlight chills water. The stars are not that far away, and whenever you're at the beach, you will never lose any landscape behind foliage. We're being lied to for 100 million a day, and 50 governments around the world trust NASA's technology to combat climate change by putting chemicals in the sky. Instead of taking away all the patents from the rich people that have renewable energy technology, why don't we lower the emissions before we increase them? Come on, toxicity is more important than temperature. So yeah, we think it's very important that we're breathing in what they trust, we're injecting what they trust, we're eating what we trust. We should be investigating more in these industries that care about their profits, that take our taxes to give us Hollywood, and teach the children that we're not important, that we're lost in space, when history and technology prove that we're not. I don't know if the Earth's flat, or if it's a 4th dimensional shape that we might not even be able to see, but it's not got the dimensions that they tell us. Mathematics. I believe mathematics because it's repeatable. I don't believe in the globe because nobody can prove it. Nobody. I offered 10,000 euros on national television in Spain 2 years ago, and I'm still waiting for somebody to make a photo showing curvature. After 2 years. Why? Because we're being lied to. Check for yourselves, because I could be lying also. But like I say, there's a lot of reasons we should be checking and investigating. And we shouldn't believe what the governments throw at us all the time. The histories have been covered up. We're programmed with the television to take on these world events, to go to war for reasons that they want, not that we need. Sure. Thank you for being so receptive. I really appreciate Thank you. Thank you very much. Once you've done the experiments, tell your friends and family how to check for themselves. Sure. When there's lots of us, they'll stop fooling us. Cool. Thank you. Good luck. Thank you very much. I got Luigi earlier. Shame I didn't get it on camera. That would have been a great, his face on my camera right in front, would have been brilliant. I just... What was off there?
Kieran, yeah, I've still got some kind of cold.
Luigi, you just get a photo of video then?
Yeah.
Luigi.
Que tiene varios.
Así, con tus manos, plano. Nice.
Yeah, sure. Give me more flat smacking phrases. I was trying to search one before I left, but we stopped at the petrol station. There was no reception. Couldn't get internet. And then I was ill in bed. So I wrote down all the phrases I wanted to look up in Spanish, and I never actually got to look them up. Although I kind of do know some Spanish anyway, but not really enough to, speak about this subject. Only like words here and there.
NASA mentira.
Mentira.
La NASA miente, son falsos.
I think we've got
NASA
control.
miente. La Tierra
We
plana.
need mental health. Mental health assistance. That's probably true. But we also need more scientists to check and stop believing in secondary information. Trolls.
They tried to, he tried to use chat earlier. Lovely to have you the other day, Stefan. Guys,
Hi, Marilyn.
Here are 3 experiments and 1 easy observation. 3 experiments you can take. Number 1, very interesting, the moon is feminine energy. Why do I say this? Because the moon will make water colder. Leave 2 glasses of water outside and 1 in the shade, 1 in the moonlight. And after half an hour, you will see that the water in the moonlight goes down. Why? I thought Michael Jackson do the moonwalk, yeah? Yeah, Michael Jackson, but not NASA. Okay, NASA take a lot of money and give us Hollywood. And we like, oh, I believe NASA, I believe NASA. It's a new religion. Wow, moonlight with thermometer, you see it go down. Camera,
Yeah.
make video of a star, and then watch the video in slow motion. And you'll see there's no distortion.
Great.
Very good.
There's some matrix in there as well.
The stars are not so far away.
No possible way. I bought a ticket for 2 hours more.
Yes.
That was possible, then it's not possible to park there. So I'm gonna risk it.
Right, okay.
If someone comes Sunday, I will call.
Right, okay.
If I parked, I will park, I don't know, outside the Madrid or where.
Right.
No, so we had a little earlier today,
Yeah.
so maybe about 2 hours.
Right, okay.
We're gonna get.
There's Spanish leaflets in here.
Yeah, I need maybe 1 Spanish just to have it in the.
I couldn't really hand out leaflets and
Yeah.
film at the same time. It's too much for the bag.
Yeah, I will just take this one for the Spanish guys.
All this money that goes to Hollywood. Also, the government, 50 countries trust NASA to put chemical in the sky to help with the
Hello,
temperature
everyone.
change. How about we lower the emission instead of putting more in? And we shouldn't trust the chemicals in the food, the chemical in the vaccines, when the chemical is not for our good, it's for their good. We should know more ingredients and know more science. Because even the 5G may be dangerous for our health, but they want because it's good industry. So we need to stop sleeping and start sleeping more ourselves, not believing in that religious group. Thank you. Hungry. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Have a lovely holiday. Thank you so much.
And the police car.
We're not allowed to say crazy. I don't know. I think it's that simple. Just call the phone up there. You get rid of any steam. And below that, God knows it. It's all the same. That's the guy. That's the last guy. I don't know. We call this app. Why this guy? I think it's all the same. It's a result. Actually happened. What happened was awesome. You know? We told the guys the other day that on the 10th, the first of season,
don't want you to it's not a rock reflecting sun, it's a feminine light, it takes heat or gives cold, I don't know, and it makes water cold, check for yourself. And no matter the distance of sea level, you never lose any landscape behind curvity. I'm not going to say it is because that would be a religious belief. I know that it's not like the curvature that they tell us. But do the experiments. They take the 100 million a day of our taxes to Hollywood. Help stop the lie. Thank you. You okay?
Oh yeah. We have some interactions today, I see.
Yeah, we've done a few good ones. Mostly good ones, 2 not too good ones. I had a scientist lady get really aggressive with me, and then this Spanish bloke got really angry with me. But he was angry before I even spoke to him, really.
He allowed you to spoke a little?
Huh?
He allowed you to spoke a little with him, or he just ran off?
No, he said, I don't want to be recorded. I said, I won't record you. He said, I just want to read in peace. I said, you can read this in peace. I told you, leave me alone. You don't listen to me. And I'm saying, yes, but you're stood here laughing. I don't want you to stand here laughing either. We talk with respect.
You laugh whatever you want,
We talk with respect, or you go laughing, but don't stand here causing a bad
influence to others.
Yeah. We want to have a respectful conversation, not aggressive, but with respect. You know. So if you're gonna laugh in my face, I'm going to ask you to check
or to listen to me or see something or go.
Standard. We say we give, we hope we take the same. Give and take.
Yeah. They've had some nice conversations.
Yeah, it looks like you've got a crowd.
You know how much you're going to go down? How much you're going to go down? You get painting the latitude. You are going to sound one worse on the other side. But I'm trying to say about the amount that water bends. So if we live on a globe, water's got to be bending. But we can't measure any bending. They say 8 inches in a mile square. Yeah, 8 inches in a mile square. You're right. Yes.
Chavales, que ha dicho que no pueden medir la curvatura del agua en la Tierra. Yes, because the water should fall down. You're right.
Well, water should fall down. I mean, if water always finds its level. It has to be in a cup or a bowl or a swimming pool or a lake. If you break the lake, the water will go to the next lowest point. We say the lowest point on Earth is sea. The sea level. That's the lowest level that all water goes to. And we can't measure any bending of water because water is always level. Then we say the whole Earth is 70% water, therefore 70% level, with some mountains and rocks in between. That's why it's common sense. 8 inches in the mile
Logic.
square, it's not there. They say 100 miles should be 6,000 feet below the curvature.
I'm going to tell my dad.
You must tell your dad. I mean, my dad doesn't believe me. It took me 45 years to build this formula.
You've done these missions.
Yeah, I've done these formulas. And I've we've done laser experiments over 20 miles, 30 miles.
Yeah, man.
Use a laser on the beach. You know that water is level. Aqua is level. The sea is level. If the ship went down, it wouldn't be able to come back.
Yes, la Tierra es plana porque si fuese no, nos queríamos los que estamos there's no up and down.
Yeah, so it's live. I'm live on YouTube. Oh,
that's your channel.
What's your channel? My channel is called Trinity 4. Trinity 4. And we can talk about su canal. También.
Alright, we've got to go.
Let me give you some information. Let me tell you, the water is level. There's formulas on there.
Can you put your YouTube channel?
And you spell TRI. N-I-T-Y. Trinity 4. Number 4. Trinity 4. And it's just look by channel. Search by channel.
Ah, that one.
And you'll see me live.
Ooh, live.
Some cards also.
Oh,
yeah, that's right. This is a great map you can get to find out more about the Earth, how it works.
Oh yeah, they are digging.
Good luck, brothers. You are the creator or the creation. You are divine. You are meant to be. Don't let the government tell you.
You are the one, not the teachers.
That's not true. That's not true. Bye bye. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
There's no curvature living there. But if there's an equal amount of curvature here or there, should be repeatable. And you could take a 2 meter ship and put it over the horizon, it's always at the same time. We all know what distance a 2 meter ship is. I use the argument that Fata Morgana is reproducible. Yeah, in Mirage, the atmospheric conditions, they are reproducible. But if you go on a clear day and they're not there, then you know that that's optical illusion. You know it is curvature. So curvature hasn't been proven, all the optical effects. Angular resolution of the camera.
English.
All right. I know it sounds crazy, so we're not asking anyone to believe us. We're actually saying that there's a few experiments that you should make yourself and see if you get the same results as us or if you get different results. Because when we do an experiment with a modern camera and do a video of a star or better a planet, and then watch the video in slow motion, we don't find distortion in the timbres, we find geometric patterns very clearly. So that proves they're not 20 trillion miles away, like the telling us. And that this Big Bang, we're going around the Milky Way at 100,000 kilometers an hour. Oh, sorry. No, sorry, 660,000 kilometers an hour. We're going around the sun supposedly at 100,000 miles an hour. Well, if that was true, how come the stars haven't moved at all? We still see Scorpio with the explorers, we still see Aquarius and Orion still in line with the pyramids of Giza. So 10,000 years of historical evidence in the Egyptian Denier calendar, the Aztecs and Mayan calendars prove that nothing's moved. Cameras show that they're not that far away. A thermometer shows that moonlight chills water. Yeah, now you'd think that moonlight being supposedly a reflection of sunlight would be warm or neutral, but no, it chills water. So it's a feminine energy in this atmosphere, this atom here. Check for yourself with a thermometer, it's so easy to prove that we're being lied to. And no matter the distance at sea level, we never lose any landscape behind curvature, no matter the distance. Maybe Earth's flat, I don't know. I just know that mathematics doesn't lie. Mathematics says how much curve there should be, but it isn't. It's only in calculation, it's not in reality. So there's no curvature, stars are not that far away, and moonlight chills water. They take 100 million of worldwide taxis to go to Hollywood. 100 million a day goes to Hollywood. 100 million a day, 40 billion a year. So it's not just the big money. Hold that. They also put chemical in our food, chemical in our blood, chemical in the sky, and tell us to trust them. The government trusts them. That's not science, that's religion. We need to do science and make sure that there's no danger to all this stuff. Yeah, we're in a crazy world. Yeah. But please look for yourself, because when you see that we're being lied to, when there's more people that realise it's bullshit, they stop taking all our money that could help world hunger and help disease. Yeah. Thank you so much. Check it out. Do the experiments. Thank you.
Can you say Globebusters like that? Thank you. Takes a long time to work it out. Here a planner. Here a planner.
No.
We're traveling around Europe.
Yeah, I've heard of the Thunder Fury.
Have you considered that it's possible that you don't have with you when you've been going around for a few years?
Is that not treatment enough?
I used to think so. I used to only watch when you start to look at other documentaries like It's a Funny Thing Happened on the Way, that one shows you obviously faking sort of halfway between the it shows you them really not being able to get the clean language control themselves here and fly all properly. They can never get it to stay in the end. Let alone fly it under control. That was only the chassis. Okay. When you look at the photos that we've provided, as it's up close and the high resolution, the high definition, you can see that these things are just like kitchen towel rolls, and tin foil, not even well stuck together, and so on. There's a bunch of evidence that this is all staged. The entire moon landings were staged. The squabble between Russia, or the space race between Russia and America, also staged, like the Cold War, to give people a sense that we have an enemy, and that enemy will keep us honest. Because if America were faking the moon landings, wouldn't the Russians be the first to say, you never win?
What is the enemy? Misinformation? Or just...
Well, I mean, the enemy in this context would be to say that if America's enemy was Russia, and America were lying or faking the space race, the Russians would let them get away with it.
Yeah.
But both the Russians and the Americans were sort of having you're in front now, and now I'm in front, and so on, and we'll take the glory for this, and you can take the glory for the first man, and all that sort of thing. But when we look at the spacesuit, for example, they never once put a man in a spacesuit in a vacuum chamber on Earth. They never once tested the spacesuit. They never yet put a man in a spacesuit in a vacuum chamber. Why? Because we cannot make this kind of technology.
So what about the International Space Station?
Well, when we start to unpick that, we discover that we've never seen any of the components built and put together here on Earth in any kind of test way, other than in the swimming pools that they do their testing in. And when we look at the spacewalks, we often find bubbles rising from the helmets, and the suits of the spacewalk look exactly the same, identical under a 2 or 3 bar pressure in the swimming pool as they do in the vacuum of space, which should be pulling on the spacesuit. But yet they use exactly the same spacesuit. They're very different conditions. So when people have analysed these up close, they can see harnesses on the guys when they're indoors doing like a zero gravity show for the camera. They either use the vomit comet, that plane that simulates zero G for 30 or 60 seconds, or they use harnesses, and we can see the harnesses showing if we look very closely and analyse them. That's what it is. So it seems to me quite clear that the International Space Station is a hoax. All of it designed in 3 or 4 different stages, and then put together to provide this total image of a rocket leaving Earth, men then walking through an airlock into another craft, which we've never seen, and then doing all these things up in outer space. People then they complete the line by designing some technology that can fly through the sky, get known intervals, and give people a sense that they're looking at the ISS, so tracking it through the sky. But I say to people, look, if it was 250 miles away, as they say, traveling at 17,000 miles an hour, it would be so tiny and so fast, no one would be able to see it. And it certainly wouldn't be reflecting the sort of light required for us to be able to see that the Earth is 250 miles away. I mean, the city of New York, for example, would be 250 miles away, would be invisible pretty much on any given day. That's a whole city, let alone a tiny little aircraft-sized spacecraft.
My thing is that it's, you know, I'm not a scientist, but you know, there's a lot of people there's a lot of great scientists who are now astronauts who put in the work and gone through countless of scientific experiments. And, you know, they've worked their asses off for 100 years, and you know, people are still wanting to go into space. And you know, I don't believe that the institution would exist had this been a complete sham from the beginning.
That's great. And obviously this is a consideration to go parallel with that. We have a lot of big religions on Earth. You might have heard of Christianity. Religions. So these religions are taught by men and women who absolutely accept that the knowledge that's been passed down to them from forefathers is true, and therefore they will continue to push those ideas without there ever necessarily being personal evidence.
So NASA is a society of lies, or
yeah.
What you're saying, drawing a correlation between Abrahamic religion and science.
Well, all religions require a degree of faith, right?
Yeah, and I wouldn't say that the two are the same. Yeah, you know, for me, one is definitely more, at least more empirically legitimate than the other.
Okay, but the parallel I draw is that in science, most young scientists today, astrophysicists and so on, build all their ideas about how the universe works based on some very important foundational theories. Theories like gravity and relativity, and how the bending of time-space and all of this sort of thing can make things happen. Now, bending of time-space and the theory that if something falls to the floor, let's call it gravity, it's now going to attract water to the underside of a ball, is a theory which we can't prove, but we accept it because we want to get ahead in the science, and we use that as our, well, this is the best that science has got, is that we've got this theory of gravity. If it improves on something else, then fine, but at the moment I'm going to take that as a real fact. But you and I can't actually test that, so that's still theory, and it's still, to me, far too foundational upon which this idea that, globes can go around a sun and be attracted to that sun and stay in some sort of rigid formation for millions of years, simply by this attraction of gravity.
What are you guys doing to debunk the theories?
Activism like this, yeah. Okay, well, there's a number of things. I mean, for me, firstly, it was that it's more about debunking the globe initially, because I'm not so certain about exactly the nature of the world that I live in. I can't be sure anymore. I used to be a believer in science like globes and gravity and aliens and all of this outer space stuff. I used to be a believer in that. Now I'm not. I can't test that for myself, so I try and stick with things that I can test. And can I prove that I live on a globe? No, I can't. I have to take NASA's word for it in the image. Can I do an experiment that shows that water is level? Yes, I can. And I've done experiments over 10 and 20 miles where I can see lights on a beach, let's say 20 miles away, which according to them should be some 200 feet below the sort of sphericity or the roundness or the rotundity of the globe. Because if you're standing on one point of the globe, trigonometry would say clearly that you're looking out in a straight line like this, and the globe is dropping away from you, and the rate at which the globe drops away from you is 8 inches per mile squared.
So all the science, all the trigonometry, everything that we've been taught was
no. I mean, but we've never been taught this formula for the curvature. And I was 46 before I first taught the curvature. It's 8 inches in the mile squared. So 8 inches in the mile squared is 800 inches after 10 miles, and it's 6,000 feet after 100 miles. Now the U.S. military has a railgun, a 15 Mark 15 gun that shoots in a straight line using a laser to paint a ship. So from one ship to another, obviously the same water level, and they can fire targets at 80 and 100 miles away. And there's no, the projectile is not dropping over any curve, and the gunner is seeing through infrared, is seeing the target at 100 miles. So for us, we know that at 100 miles, like the Suez Canal, 120 miles, we know that those things are big. But when you unpick the ball and say, well, it's actually not as big as they keep reminding you, they try and tell you you're small and it's big. Well, actually the measurement over 100 miles is quite significant on the surface, and as I said, it should be 6,000 feet of curvature in order to get all the way around this 4,000 mile radius that we did. So for me, the science that we've been given has been built, as I said, on a foundation of theories that can't be proven. Water is level for me, and that all gases and liquids tend to find their buoyancy or their level point depending on the environment they're in. Like water, oil will float on water, and noble gases, helium, hydrogen, and so on, will float up. And if they were in a containment cylinder, you would find them coming to a level or strata. So to me, everything is strata. As you get into the ocean, it gets denser in strata, and those strata are almost like horizontal or parallel with each other. But if we're meant to be living on this 8 inches per mile squared curvature, then those strata are actually, in theory, meant to be bending. And what they've done cleverly is they said, well, you know, like a ship is going over the horizon and you see it going off in the distance. But they don't get you to think, but those clouds that are touching the horizon, are they bending around the curve? Or is that simply a matter of the perspective, drawing those clouds into water to a single line, pulling them together?
Well, this is an interesting theory, and I have to go. But you know, maybe you should join us to inform them. Right?
Well, see, if you trust the government, is that are you someone who trusts the government?
I trust the people who have put their skin in the game, so to speak. To inform the public.
Did you have the opportunity to look into the red flag we call 9/11?
What about it?
The false flag. Well, that 9/11 was not done by Americans, but it was more like an internal plot to cause harm on America.
Well, this is all speculation.
Well, have you heard of Building 7?
Yes, I've heard of Building 7.
Okay, so Building 7 comes down in about 7 seconds, and it's a steel frame building of 52 stories tall. That's physically impossible for a building to be collapsed like that, steel building. Just for all the girders, for all the structure that sits underneath the 54, just to give away and crumble into its own footprint. In reality, the only way you can do that is by a controlled demolition.
Well, I wouldn't say that the government is completely honest on all things. And you know, no one should really take the word of the government at face value.
But the Vietnam War, they started the Vietnam War based on a lie. The Gulf of Tonkin affair has been abusive by the military.
Yeah, we know this to be somewhat true.
I suggest to you that actually we live in a world in which each of us is controlled by some sort of central command, and that once upon a time that central command was the Vatican. Then they used the royals and banking as a means of that, and then they came up with this idea of science to diminish people and to demean them. And so the science of evolution, the science of the Big Bang, says that it tries to rubbish the idea that this place has been created for us, that we are meant to be at the pinnacle of this creation. It's more than likely in our minds that yes, we are lucky to be here, we evolved from something and we're at the pinnacle of that creation, rather than we've been broken from our height of the divine beings that we truly are. The divine being that you truly are has been overlaid with this Darwinian idea of let's say you're coming from slime, from a big bang, from South Africa and all that stuff, when in fact you might have been created to have a divine experience.
My thing is, my personal opinion is, you know, I'm a see it to believe it guy. Yeah. So I hear you, and you know, it isn't.
Now you're gonna question.
It isn't.
For sure.
It isn't the first time, you know, a metaphysical discussion like this is crossed my path. But you know,
I was an atheist, by the way. I was an atheist for most of my adult life, and then I had a DMT experience 4 years ago, and that transformed everything.
Yeah.
So I found out that this is all some sort of electromagnetic soup that we live in. We're electromagnetic higher beings, or some kind of higher being, and that there's no death. I was an atheist. Like I said, I thought there was no death. I mean, there was just death. There was this life and then this death. But actually, we're part of something much more important, and we return to something of a love and a grandeur that is beyond our human comprehension. I truly believe with all my heart now that we've been set into this place, this Sodom and Gomorrah place, which is riddled with poison, riddled with the devil, if you like. Not to get too biblical, but you know, riddled with darkness. And our mission, if we want to choose it, is to take the path of the light. We will never do that. Seldom do that while we believe that we came. You know, this is just some lucky random kind of party, and we should just make the most of it.
Well, maybe we need some people to lead the way.
My brother, I'll give you this.
That's why are we here?
I don't want to waste time.
8 inches in the mile square. Think about that.
Must be a drop.
A lot of mileage.
Find it, man.
All right.
Hey, take my hand. On and safe.
Dave Ramses.
Ramses, nice to meet you.
To meet you, man.
One image that they play.
Oh, he's gonna think a little bit
Yeah, I hope
more.
Ramses,
No, I'm sure. So the next time he bunches of one of us, oh, he's gonna be like, man, this is not going away.
And then you can look at the footage with new eyes and you'll see all the strings that float, the float, and you'll see bubbles coming out of the helmet as they're under the water. And you'll also see the females have always got the hair stuck out really far, rigid. Yet when you're underwater, you see your hair moving freely. So why is the hair not moving to Disbury? Why is the guy's hair not moving? No, I'm saying when you're underwater, your hair will move freely. So if there was no gravity, you'd expect your hair to wave a little bit like their chains and their things are floating.
The thing in water isn't being in no gravity. It's not the same.
They practice underwater.
Yeah, no, I know.
They record some scenes underwater and then they make them black. Actually, it's density. Because I can drop something and it will fall because it's denser than the medium it's in. You will float in salt water, you will sink in fresh water. Water will evaporate, whereas the density of steam, heavy metals, and helium, it only falls as rain when it's condensed into a cloud. Density explains the phenomena. Gravity explains a ball. There's no measurable curvature of this ball, so maybe we need to scrap that theory, because it wouldn't be a theory if it was true. By now, we should prove it.
So what happens when you get to the edge?
I don't know. Maybe there isn't an edge. Maybe it's a fourth dimensional shape like Pac-Man and it comes back. I don't know. I don't like debating beliefs. I just know that there's no curvature.
What's the idea for all the other things in the solar system?
Right. When you zoom in on a planet or a star, you'll see with a modern camera, when you watch the video in slow motion, that they are not solid planets, and the stars are not burning balls of fire. You can actually see through Venus. It looks like electric. Venus is supposed to be solid.
Wouldn't that just be because what we're seeing here is
Light
gas
refraction.
giant? Yeah. So couldn't it be that
Then it'd be distorted.
when the sun is emitting, right, and it has a flare, that's the light we're seeing, that's why it's
It could be, but then it would be irregular. It wouldn't have symmetry. It's got geometric patterns and colours that change when you watch it. This is only an image, but when you see the videos, you'll be like, oh my god, that's not fire and stars, and that is not a solid planet. You see too much detail and too much symmetry for it to be.
Yeah, but it's also a distorted planet.
No, there's no distortion. That's what I'm saying. Distortion is where
It has to travel a long way to get to where we are.
supposedly there would be distortion, but when you make a video, you will see no distortion. Distortion means there's something broken, something missing, something blurred, something discoloured. You won't see any of these things.
I'm not saying that kind of distortion. I'm talking about distortion as in the dispersion of light. So the light disperses. The light disperses
Because
differently.
we know that
when
Venus has an atmosphere. But I'm not
We've been
an expert.
told that Venus. So that's why I'm agreeing with people. We believe what we've been told, but what we can test contradicts what we're being told. So are you going to believe your senses that can be confirmed with a thermometer, confirmed with a camera? You have to make the experiment to know.
Yeah, okay, but is that... You don't know the external factors that could be...
So you make the experiment with stricter conditions.
Yeah.
That's science, yeah? You keep improving the conditions until you're sure. Because science is supposed to be repeatable, so repeat the experiment. And if you get the same results time and time again, and you know I've had the same results, then you'd be like, you know what?
I heard about
That moonlight shows what?
We know the variables reflect
Both glasses are outside. Both glasses are outside in the same garden. Imagine that's the moonlight. But one glass here, so it's out of the moonlight. One glass here, so it's in the moonlight. They're both in the same area, the same surface temperature, the same airflow. I've checked twice with 2 thermometers on 2 different nights, and both times the moonlight showed the water during the waning phase. That's after the full moon.
So is it not supposed to?
Guess what? It should. It doesn't. It chills water. The moon is a feminine energy. That's why every moon, every month, we have a new moon, don't we? So, yes, masculine, hot, feminine, cold, if you don't mind saying negative, positive. Proton, electron, atom sphere, big atom sphere, whatever shape it is. We have a lot more in relation to this world than we realise. You are a big atom. You are the nucleus. Your chakras are your energy centres, or your electrons and protons, let's pretend. And you have an aura, which is your electromagnetic field. You are an atom. You're just the nucleus, your body. This is the nucleus, whatever shape it is.
You can apply that to everything.
You should be able to. You should be able to go down to the macrocosm and up to the macrocosm and down to the microcosm. We should see similarity like we do in nature. All plants, all nature has the 1.618 rate of construction and growth, which we see throughout nature. So why would it change when we get to the macrocosm? Why are the chakras so far away from us? Doesn't it make more sense that they're all here, like the yin yang symbol?
Well,
that's the main electron,
our science doesn't know.
main proton. This is theoretical. What I'm saying is,
anyone could have looked into
we can prove that moonlight
if
shows
there was an
water.
ether that came up
We
with.
can prove there's no distortion.
No one found any. They didn't find
Sunlight's hot. So the
equations
moonlight should be
that
warm.
worked.
12% of sunlight. It should be warm or neutral. It actually every time.
Then it means that it's
Okay, so are you getting the water like from your tap? Going outside.
Let the water rest for half an hour. Take temperature in both glasses, make sure it's the same. Take it outside, leave it outside for half an hour, check the temperature the same, then put one in the light. Sorry, yeah, so do it better. Leave both glasses in the shade outside for half an hour. Check that the temperature's the same, and then remove one from the shade and leave it in the moonlight, and then check the temperatures in half an hour. You'll see the one in the shade is still the same temperature, the one in the moonlight is colder. Check it. And like I say,
Correlation doesn't always
to say that there's no evolution, there's no kind of special
but when
there's no special place for you.
everything is stacked
So flat
against
Earth kind of
the
works
theory
quite well with all the
when
other
repeatable evidence contradicts and conflicts with what theories we're told to believe in. There's no evidence that the moon is a rock.
I kind of see this theory the same way.
What theory?
Your theory.
I haven't got a theory. I don't know what shape the Earth is. I just know
Well, you
that
just said it wasn't a theory.
I've said that it's not the
It's
curvature.
just a theory.
No, the theory of the atom, the theory of the atom and the electron proton makes sense because we are made up of atoms. Maybe we all make up this big atom. That's the theory. One thing is provable. The mathematics is provable on paper, but not in reality. Okay? Another thing is provable. If moonlight shows water,
Yeah.
the science
But we don't know that.
Because if there's no other factor, if it's the independent variable, then it's
But you can't isolate the moon.
There's no clouds in the sky, you cut off the wind, you cut off the surface temperature, you cut off and you increase the variables so the conditions are strict.
Wind, unless you block the entire way up to the wind. That would require.
If you've got a big enough, look, we're blocking the wind in this beautiful venue.
Yeah, but that's not good. You can't block the circulation of air.
Right. Rather than, I'm not being rude here, but
Yeah.
rather than have that, we're not clever enough, we're not smart enough, we haven't got the technology. No. We are smart enough.
Yeah.
We should trust our senses, especially when a thermometer verifies it, when a camera verifies it, a telescope verifies it.
Yeah,
we should be able to use our common sense and say, yeah, we shouldn't be adding toxins, we should be reducing toxins.
That's just
different.
You've got me though, yeah?
Stood in most parts of Australia.
That's not.
You wouldn't
That's
get
just
that.
water.
Australia's
No,
very
it's,
flat.
go on the website I've told you, the
Factor in
meteorological, I'll get it off you in a second.
No, I just don't know any any chemicals that are
around the sun. Exactly.
up there like that.
I can check for you right now, but I'll have to stop this video.
Aren't we fakers? Because Australia's not real.
That's silly.
Was that
disinformation. It's like the Flat Earth Society. It's all disinformation to make us look stupid so people can't take the inquiry seriously. Why would they bring out all this information?
I'm pretty sure the head of it was pretty like.
They brought out a Flat Earth Society on purpose so that people would look at it and say,
No, I mean it makes sense for like a few reasons why they would take that path. They're not always taking
look at search results.
the straight line.
The Facebook Flat Earth. The top 50 results will be stupid, laughing about it. That's because they've made algorithms to put our stuff down. Why would they do that? Why is independent inquiry so dangerous to them? Because they're trying to hide something.
We don't have planes.
Right.
You
want
take
this
that many people across that
website.
much safer to travel close to the coast where you can be rescued or where you can
What if I was offering this is the flat Earth, and how those flight plans look? If you live in a world in which profit is king, then I would say to you that they don't care so much about flying you over the water, they more care about flying you the quickest and cheapest route to get you to your destination.
They have to look after them, otherwise they'll anticipate it. So yes, even in the money-making.
And it's in the Spanish website as well.
I agree with you.
Modification of the weather. It's still going to take this. Spanish is it's not denied.
Well, for me, I mean, like if I was flying to Australia, I would the quickest flight. Not to be made to fly to Dubai, get off the plane there and fly on another.
Sure, but
it puts people off.
Just comes into
That puts a lot of people off.
Dubai
so that's
built
a theory.
the biggest
I just go off what they
there's
tell
no
us,
other
and
reason
there's always more.
Well, I won't convince you on that, but it's fair to say that we use this, what is the United Nations logo? That's their logo.
We're asking people to check for themselves instead of
so we use
believing
that as and got flights
scientists
over that and
do a few
9 times out of
experiments.
10
You'll see the moonlight shows water. There's no curvature at water level.
Globe for if they wanted a circular icon of the world, they wouldn't use a globe because it wouldn't show the
I'm not a flat earther.
So they have to show
I
it
don't believe
in a
NASA.
format.
I don't know what
where
shape the Earth is.
all the countries are displayed. It's not a conspiracy. It's just that they can't show a globe. Otherwise, they'll end up with, oh yeah, this is the United Nations logo. Obviously, it's just America. They can't do that. They don't want to.
This is some globe from Blue Marble provided us by NASA.
Yes, from a close distance, so they're stitched together.
To yourself,
Yeah,
I mean,
and from
the
a-
scientific observation.
Yeah, that's
Well, it
what
makes
I
sense,
used,
doesn't
yeah.
it? I mean, if you're looking at a ping pong ball close up,
Make your own photo. Make a
you know,
video of a star.
your photo can only take this much at a time because it's orbit.
If you understand the way that they did this, they've taken satellites, flown over, stitched those together. I used to know all of that too. But what would your explanation be for the size of America in 2012 versus the size of America in 2013?
Got another one in the moonlight. And watch the one in the
Now
moonlight
it's shrunk
always
in
drops
size.
temperature.
Now,
Just like
these two globes are exactly the same size in the image provided, and we're pretty much on the same angle, looking at the same continent. But one of it's almost 50% larger.
But if it was a conspiracy and they were making these up, but they still wanted to maintain that America was the same size, then wouldn't you think everything they'd be trying to do would be trying to be avoiding
Yeah, well, perhaps these are
that
artists.
scenario?
Yeah, but
Well, they are artists, renditions. Right, that's a fair enough assumption. They're working with photos to stitch together an image, of course. They can't do it. If you get further enough away from a ping pong ball, then you're going to be able to see this.
Yeah, so in
Just like you can with all the other planets.
So in 1968, 1972, we went to the moon a bunch of times. So we were well far enough away from the Earth 50 years ago in order to take photos of the Earth. Yeah. Do you think that we can land on asteroids today? We would easily be able to fly a camera out back to the moon, take still shots, video shots all day long, and streaming the Earth turning in space. That shouldn't be any problem.
No, it's not, but there's no reason to do it. Because it's so expensive to get anything out to the moon that they'd never do it just to prove flat Earth is wrong.
Well, it's not about proving flat Earth is wrong. It's not about that. It's about evidencing the claim.
Well, like a space cam,
very few
like a
people-
live space cam that everyone does.
Well, Elon Musk can put a car up in space, so that a boy like
Could
that
you not see the
has got
Earth
no-
curvature from that video?
You don't think it's possible if they're hooking us, they could do
Well,
that in the
okay,
studio?
alright. Yeah,
Or
yeah,
you
all
see
right, all right.
use like a fisheye lens, because that's oftentimes what they do. They'll take a balloon up, use a fisheye lens, and it rounds the horizon from any angle.
Sometimes it's also the housing because of the conditions. They can't. Like,
So flat earthers, or people who are trying to review this and decide for themselves, have taken cameras up that aren't fisheye lenses.
built his rocket. Didn't a flat earther build a rocket to try and see the curvature himself?
Yeah, I mean that's not.
Didn't happen.
That's to be hoped.
Well, why do other planets look round to us then?
I've asked them this.
Can I offer this as an
Please
answer?
please.
Can I offer this as an answer? Let's just assume that they're round for the sake of argument. Like a billiard ball is round, a soccer ball is round. That doesn't make the pitch round. So we can't jump to the conclusion that because there's round orbs in the sky, we're on an orb. That's a big leap. I mean, 100 years ago, very few people on Earth thought that the Earth was a globe. It was really, the argument was put to bed with NASA. So now it's important that we're able to interrogate NASA and be sure that they're not part of the
It was put to
military.
bed. One of the first people to get up there. And their arch enemies at the time, the Russians, were in on the coast.
There is no, it's worth knowing as a takeaway that the idea of an enemy in Russia, good luck. The enemy in Russia is part of the dialectic. It's called the Hegelian dialectic. These people are divided and use that as a means of control because people will say for sure, yes, if America were lying to us about going to the moon, the Russians would be the first to say it. But if it's true that the Earth is flat, then Gaddafi should have been the first to say it. And people like that never speak out. And the system is in control of all governments. There is no government that operates without the central command. That's for sure. Even North Korea, they create
North
these.
Korea is in on the hook. It's like it's been a state that's been set up to act to look like an enemy.
To keep an enemy alive, because it justifies ongoing spending, it justifies ongoing control over the movement and the freedoms of the human species.
Except we've got the most movement and freedom that we've ever had.
You believe that?
On an individual scale.
That's so far from the truth, my friend. You know, the number of papers and forms and things you have to buy, licenses you have to buy to do any kind of work, to park anywhere, to go anywhere, you need your tickets.
Any kind of work. You couldn't just do any kind of work.
When these buildings were built,
couldn't read or something.
Well, when these buildings were built, we've been traveling around Europe and seeing some of the most grand architecture built by people before the invention of the university.
Right. Yeah.
So how were these people educating themselves if they didn't have that kind of structure of education? They were building magnificent buildings and doing magnificent
like
medicine.
Tudors were the main way that it would happen. Since way back, what's his name? Alexander the Great was tutored by Aristotle, who was the guy at the time.
But before you had to have a degree in engineering, people were doing this. So no, just because we have a system of education.
Yeah, but there was the public weren't building them. It was like a few people knew how to build cathedrals. Now I can look up, for instance, the internet, and maybe not freely get information on what the engineering principles are to keep up a cathedral. And I could never do that in the past because it was like religious information. They kept it secret so the cathedrals were more important.
Do you know when it last, you probably won't know, when the last cathedral was built in the United Kingdom? It's about 100 years ago, and we don't build them because we cannot do it like they say. So we don't have the skills, we don't have the ability, we don't have the technical know-how, and yet we have all this education, we have all this technology, we have all this machinery.
When was the last one built? The last, you mean like Gothic?
No, I mean like a Canterbury cathedral, like a proper cathedral. You know, that defines a city, needs to have a cathedral in it. Sure. Well, we don't build like that, we don't even build cities in it. I mean, our entire world has kind of become so simplified. Our buildings are smaller than they used to be. The grandness around you.
Yeah, but that's not
in Spain, in Italy. No, I mean, I think it's just answering the point that we're not actually at the highest of human intelligence, and thinking that because we have well-educated professors.
No, we have a well-educated populace by all measures. Like the average person here, most of the people that you see in this courtyard would have had at least high school education. So I mean, a fair amount of the travellers would have had universities.
Yeah, I mean, I think
you couldn't do that here 100 years ago, and just pick out people that had all been to high school, or 200 years, or 300 years. Like you can just pick out people that have had an education.
Okay. Well, I think it depends on what we degree is progress. For me, the more we move away from nature, and the more we become divided in cities, the more we're dependent on providers of our food and our infrastructure and so on, the less we are with nature. So people are far more likely today to choose digital implants, get some sort of robotic arm, rather than be, moving closer to nature. So the human story, in my view, is getting tougher. It's getting harder to make a living, to have a automobile, the amount of taxes, banking, and stuff that we got going on.
Depends where
that doesn't mean freedom. It doesn't mean freedom. Not to me anymore. I don't think that we're free. Okay, no, you don't.
Years ago, I wouldn't have been able to get a job in the Like, I wouldn't be able to do that. I would have to marry. Is that not freedom?
Well, I guess.
And that's happening.
It's
still in some parts of the world. It's still happening. Women aren't independent.
Well, once upon a time, none of us had to work to live well. There's enough resources on Earth for everybody to eat well and have what they need.
There's not enough resources in the wild to feed as many people as there are.
How many people are on Earth?
Well, I've heard the number 7 billion.
7 billion.
Part of the hoax.
Now, no, I'd accept that number 7 billion, but here's the fact that you can also hopefully go and check yourself, but that the state of Texas is 180 billion acres, the state of Texas, which means that that number of people, you could live on 25 acres, every man, woman, and child, 25 acres.
Yeah,
and
you can fit the whole population on Tasmania, the little island on the bottom of Australia. But you can't feed everyone there, and you can't house
but Texas is a minuscule part of this earth, right?
Sure.
So imagine if we had to spread out over the whole earth. There's plenty of resources. All I'm saying is that one of the lies of the deceptions of the system is to make humans feel like they're the problem and that there isn't enough resources. But as we travel around Europe, and I travel around the UK and South Africa and so on, all I see is open spaces. People being corralled into these.
That's not necessarily resources that we can use. You can't use most of the desert in Australia. You can't use a lot of Texas for anything other than building a house on. It's just
I mean, there's different. Yeah, okay, so there's different parts of the earth that can bring different resources. You know,
yeah, and that's where the most people are,
and so on. I don't think so. I think that people are being cajoled and coerced, and or, like you said, feel empowered to be to take on a mortgage, to go and get that big job, and maybe even, and I'm not saying this is you personally, but even give up the most important thing that a woman is here for, and that is motherhood. You know, Mother Nature wants her females, or her female plants, or her female human, to be willing to be the progeny or the progenitors of new children, of new life. But nowadays, women are far more bought into this masculine idea of climbing up the corporate ladder, getting the biggest salary, you know, and
because we're treated as equal rather than
yeah, but it's an equal in a patriarchal system. You see, we are all caught up in this patriarchal system that puts the man or the male energy ahead of the female energy. So we want to see a balancing of the masculine and the feminine, the divine masculine and the divine feminine. We want to see that. And I'm all for the empowerment of everybody. Everybody is equal and everybody should have an equal thing. But what they've cleverly done is they've gotten rid of the chains that they used to put the slaves in and given us these suits and ties and you know, official-looking diplomas that we can then put on our little cubicle, our little rat box that we're going to go and work in for 30 or 40 years, pay in all these taxes, pay towards a retirement.
You don't have to do that. Like, if you want to cut the easy way out, then do that.
I mean, but people, like, you don't have to stay in the cities. There's a trend towards cities. But the reason that they work is because raising the amount of people raises the carrying capacity of the earth. And then each person has a responsibility to make that carrying capacity greater. And it's easiest to do that when you're in a city because you don't have to feed yourself, you don't have to make your own clothing. So
Would you say the same thing to an elephant or a lion that was being put into a zoo?
Well, no, but they're put into centres for repopulation all the time. Like, some zoos, okay, are just prisons, as you might say.
We're not slaves, we're not made into.
Well, that's what I used to think, but now I've had this opportunity to see how deceptive this entire system is. I realize it is a slave camp. Yes, they've cleverly, you know, dressed it up as a degree in pharmacology or doctorate in this or whatever, but actually you're still then going to simply contribute all your life energy into a system that has not got your best interests at heart. It doesn't want you, which is why they teach you atheistic ideas like evolution. They don't want you to ever realize your true divinity, and your true divinity is hidden by this mask of we come from monkeys, there is no God, and all this kind of stuff. You guys obviously don't believe in a God or anything like that.
Well, I believe in evolution.
Not yet.
You believe in evolution. Now, I'm trying to step away from beliefs.
Monkeys.
Beliefs are like a religious thing, hey? So belief in gravity and evolution is like an idea.
Yeah, okay, but I believe in it because I've seen I've seen its process.
We've never seen a half man, half monkey, right?
No, that's not how it works. You never get a fossil of a half goat, half sheep.
Well, goats don't become sheep. You know, I know of speciation. I know of minor variations that will happen to a species. I've got no issue with that. But my issue now is that
taking place. That is evolutionary evidence. Speciation
is not
evolutionary evidence.
I mean, okay, but for me, it's almost like when they say, oh, you know, water. I won't go into that. But for me, because there is a missing link. There is no definite say bone structures. We can say that was the monkey. That was the monkey that was almost a man, and then there's the man.
Well, we can see changes in hips from our common ancestor with chimpanzees. So we have a common ancestor with them. That animal had that particular species. It's not a half chimp, half person. That particular species had hips built for walking on all fours. And then we saw in evolution of our species and the ones before that, in the Homo genus, we saw the hips move up as they started to walk, and then they started making tools once they had their hands free. Like, we see this happen. We see animals, we see the initial stage of an animal, you see it in fossils from millions of years ago, and then you see the evolution of that into modern day species. We do see that, we see it all the time. Speciation is the first step of that.
I think it's possible to see some evidence buried in the ground, and for you and I to have slightly different interpretations about the evidence of this.
Well, yeah, sure.
Okay, because this is, I think what happens is in science is that they say, we see this and it means that thing happened. And you and I have to say,
they're saying this model of what we think happened fits with what we say. Just like you guys do. When you find information that fits your hypothesis, you tell people about it.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that's how the globe is sort of built on this. If you see this, it means that. You know, we see the sun. If you ask a lot of scientists, what is your best evidence, experiment rather, that Earth is turning? And they'll say the sun moving over my head. Well, that's not in itself. You and I can both observe the sun and come up with different theories as to what's going on. One could say it's spinning the Earth, and the other could say it's a moving sun.
Well, most of the reason they say that is because they see other planets turning, and we seem to be part of a set of these, and they all seem to be turning. So it seems natural to assume.
Yeah, but
it seems like the most likely thing that ours would also be turning and would also be a sphere.
But you're accepting this assumption, and what we've done is we've reverse engineered what we've seen and said, now this fits this idea of Darwin. So I'm going to suggest to you that it's possible that we've been given a different story. And why I know you guys are not going to accept what I'm saying today, because I was a hardcore atheist. My dying mother, 2011, couldn't get me to accept that there was a God, right? Then I had an ayahuasca experience. Have you come across ayahuasca yet? You've heard of it? It's the pineal gland, the DMT. Yeah. So in 5 minutes, at the age of 46, I went from an atheist to a believer in there being us being part of some higher power. And that was what it needed.
Why isn't evolution part of it? Why can't it be?
Well, because the evolution says that it's random, that it's lucky chance, rather than created on purpose.
No, it's not random. It's just some things work better than others, and then the mutations themselves are random, but the traits that you see in species are not random. Those are because of the environment.
Okay, what I see now is I see perfection in all of nature. Nature is perfect in the way it forms flowers, petals, and so on. Fibonacci sequence
because it's spent a lot of time producing the most effective way, and it will continue doing that based on the environment that it's in.
Yeah, I say to people, look at and be, oh, that's perfect. It's evolved to get that way.
Isn't it more beautiful that it's evolved to get that? Isn't it more beautiful seeing something and going, there's millions of years of evolution that have gone into producing this thing in my hand?
I think it robs, for me anyway, as a former atheist, an evolutionist. I think what it did was it robbed me of the sense of the divine, the sense of there being something more purposeful about this life, rather than it being simply, oh well, give it billions of years and these beautiful, well-created human creatures would come to walk, and not only that, have a consciousness that belies or is seemingly above all other things that are going on here. So it's that consciousness that I'm trying to talk to you and say that actually you come from something or belong to something so much more great than that.
Isn't that a bit selfish?
Because we're all that. There's no assumption. There is no assumption. Trust me.
Something looking over us and we're part of this greater plan.
Yeah, no, there's no assumption. You know, if I hadn't had the DMT experience, I probably wouldn't be standing here talking to you. Right. But for me, the DMT, as I said, I was 46. Think about it, 46 years old and telling people there's no God. Telling your dying mother you refuse to accept the idea of a God. Right. She's saying, please, you know, whatever. That's how hardcore I was about it, right? So for me to go in 5 minutes, I've had it all wrong, and not because I was stoned or something that I was out of. I've done acid and mushrooms and all that sort of stuff in my life. I've had psychedelic experience. This wasn't that. This was me leaving the material body and having an opportunity to converse with something higher than this. And what I realized is that I was immersed in a place of total love, and I realized that we're all connected to this love. There is no separation between you and I. The separation has been built in here to keep us apart, to keep us, squabbling over whatever we're squabbling over.
But you know, physics doesn't change. Physics works within that parameter. You can say the atoms in my body really are no different to yours, because most of them are carbon, and there's carbon all around us and all sorts of different things. And it's all basically the same stuff.
We're made of the same stuff,
at a
made
small
of
level.
the same atoms.
So I don't see why they have to be.
Well, because, you know, like they say in the biblical text that God created you in God's image. So actually, when you look in the mirror, you might be looking at God.
Right.
For me, I say to people that the story of Jesus might be the story of you and you. That actually there's a Christ within each of us. Right. And that this system is run by some darker entity that doesn't want us to ever find that light. Whether it means it's some kind of reincarnation or whatever, I don't know. But I will say that I think that humankind is at a low ebb. You know, we're at war with each other in so many ways.
Less than ever before.
Exactly.
Well, you might,
But most of that is also, like, a lot of that has to do with religion.
Is more or less more part of the conspiracy, the grand conspiracy? Do they want more or less?
War is a tool of control, but you know, there's the war in the mind that is, for example, they did with the American kids. There's a nuclear test drill that every kid did in the 1950s and 60s. Once a week they had to get under their desk and pretend they were, you know, going through an atom bomb attack. Right. That's a war on the mind. The war on the young mind today is this one of scarcity, that there are too many humans, that you've got to stop using the resources that you're using, that you've got to cut back on all this sort of stuff, go without clean water, you know, a whole bunch of things that are...
You've been told to go without clean water.
Well, they're making people drink bottled water, really, because people don't trust the tap water anymore. The tap water's getting foul.
Wait, so the fluoride in the water?
You're okay with fluoride in your water?
Well, no, okay, so this is what I'm asking. How does that conspiracy theory connect with this?
Well, for me, I mean, I don't think it's a conspiracy. There's not a theory that they put fluoride in the water.
For the pineal gland, is that?
Well,
is that
no, but it's not a theory that they put fluoride in the water, right? They say,
no,
put
I know
fluoride
they
in the
put
water
fluoride
to
in the
strengthen
water.
your teeth.
Right.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah.
But we find out that fluoride in the water can also cause fluorosis, but apparently it can take itself around the pineal gland, yes, and dull the humans. In fact, they say that Hitler was using fluoride to keep the concentration camp people under control. They use fluoride.
Much different concentration.
Yeah, but we could debate about that. I suppose. But the point is that should you be having any fluoride in your water, if you need fluoride, you should be taking it through your digestion, through your food. So they use fluoride as rat poison as well, you know.
Yeah, in different concentrations.
Of course, and just we're not dying.
Yeah.
But the point is that it's
different concentrations of nitrogen will stop whether or not you're breathing. Like there are concentrations to all the elements.
But if you were to discover that there was research that showed that fluoride is harmful to you, would you think that it was reasonable to expect that government officials would take note of that and say, yes, we need to stop the fluoride?
Yeah, well, it's never as simple as saying, is the fluoride in the water bad? Saying, what about the fluoride in the water is bad, if there's evidence for it, and then move on from there. What about, what's that chemical they were putting in stuff?
You're a chemist?
I do that chemistry.
You do chemistry? We had a pharmacist on tour with us in Italy when we went through the Italian leg, and he only sells non-fluoridated toothpaste because we know that this is harmful.
Have you heard about that one?
Are you trying to take the piss?
No.
What's dihydrogen?
Monoxide.
Monoxide. What is that? What is the common?
Well, putting it in all sorts of things allergic. And it had a bunch of scary facts associated with it.
Well, I mean, there's two schools of thought. You could either say that the food industry puts stuff into our food simply because it makes it last longer and makes it more profitable.
That's probably
That would be dihydrogen peroxide. What is the common name for that?
I don't know. I haven't done that much research.
Dihydrogen peroxide or monoxide?
Yeah. Peroxide.
Oh, I don't know that. I don't know if there is a common name for dihydrogen peroxide.
I didn't look too much into it.
Well, so food industry do one of two things. They're either trying to make the shelf life of their product or the flavor of it better. So they might cut corners or they might put something in it that's not necessarily that good for you. We know that refined sugar, simply refined sugar, is actually quite harmful to the human system. And it might be behind a lot of why we have cancers in the water that we drink.
Or why we have fluoride in our water.
But the point is that the food industry isn't going to tell us for profit reasons that they're making you sick. The same with the tobacco industry in the 50s. They didn't want people to know that
They don't
people
need
get
to
cancer.
add shit into their food just to make you sick. Their food makes you sick enough of flavor.
Yeah.
Rather than all this. Rather than.
But why do we need their food?
Because living in a city, you don't have the means to produce it yourself.
That's the point.
Yeah, that's not a conspiracy. That's how cities work.
That's how
farms
it's been.
feed a high population. There's no way Hong Kong is feeding all of its population on stuff that they grow
Local
on
farms,
site.
yeah, on local farms, yeah. But this is this is part of the sort of catch-22. You can tell this is just simply the nature of things. We live in cities, we eat processed foods. We're
in
not
Australia,
with nature.
in Australia, the people that don't live in cities have like a little plane that flies around as an ambulance, and many people die in those planes flying hours to the nearest hospital. That is not something that would happen if they were living in a city. It's like, yes, there are pros and yes, there are cons to living in a city. Like, I mean, it's always easier to find work in a city to enter into
the rat race.
The rat race.
And that's what they want us to do, is be in the rat race and move away from nature. And of course, we live by our own choice. We have our own choice. And I used to choose the same thing. I worked for the government in the UK, in London, and I spent my life, I'm 50 now, but I spent my life sort of heading in that direction. And now I realize that actually we have far better potentiality if we can head towards nature rather than more of this kind of mechanization and
yeah, but how do you get rid of mechanization?
It's not about getting rid of mechanization, but it's about applying it in a way that, if we've got mechanization, why can't we have bigger towns and smaller cities?
Yeah, okay, well then why is the global conspiracy, why are they raising robot production? Because then that would be taking people out of the rat race.
Well, what's it going to do with those people? It's not going to return them to the towns, the villages. It's going to make them do, low-end jobs.
No, the low-end jobs are done by robots. So factory jobs, administration jobs, accounting jobs, banking jobs. Some of those are high-end jobs, of course, but the CEOs.
Job.
But robots will be doing the smaller stuff, and that's taking people out of the rat race on scales that people are worried about.
Well, I think that my view is that the economy is structured to draw people into the cities. It is not structured to encourage people back onto the farm. Farming subsidies, the nature of how we do
the city survives
global trade
via the people in the farm.
But how we're buying all of our food from third world countries. A lot of our food from third world countries, we're not encouraging people to stay on the land where they are. And then when we do go farming, we tend to do it in these mega farms now, where there's 10,000 headed cattle. And they are trying to hunt them full of GMOs, full of steroids.
I'm not going to stand behind the agricultural industry. I'm just saying that there's a reason why there's.
that, but you're not accepting the point that Texas is a minuscule dot on the so-called globe. So actually, if you spread us out, there's more than enough land for all the people. In fact, this is nature. This is what you get from the planet, because you realize that actually this is a created environment. It's like a dome or a biosphere.
Here are the websites.
For the human species to enjoy. And there's
Open
more
it.
than enough land.
There are 2 websites. You can go to links to gain some information.
We are divine. Because then you get into this whole, oh well, we're the only animals like this, and we seem to be smarter. Okay, whatever. We're smarter than the rest, and this is ours, and we should enjoy it. That's what she meant when she said selfish.
What if I was to say to you that flat
that's
earthers
just flying in
care
the
more
face
about the
in
husbandry?
the face of science, like evolution.
Well, remember, when we live in cities, we lose our touch with nature, so we don't actually care about nature that much. When you live in the land, you live with the land, you care very much for it.
Well, if
So
you don't have the view that like we are divine and we are not animals, we are not part of the whole ecosystem, then of course you can become detached by the land.
no, we are
But if
part
you
of
don't
this.
have that view, then you can go out and you can.
How's it going?
You don't have to live out there. You can make nature.
Help!
The premise that we own it.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Connect rather than being like walking through it like you're a divine being, like you have no connection whatsoever. But we actually have a lot more connection than we would ever believe.
For divine, how do we work using bacteria? Are the bacteria divine as well?
Well, it's nature. It's all part of nature. I'm talking about your consciousness. You know, the body that you inhabit, this 666 meat suit, you know, this carbon meat suit that you live in, is not what I'm talking about.
But how do we know nothing else has a consciousness?
Well, I think everything is connected
So
and
are
has
they divine
consciousness.
as well?
But if everything's connected, then so everything's connected, but we're not animals.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, that
yes,
makes
when
sense.
we're not plants, yes. But everything's connected. We're not the bricks, but yes, we are a human. You know, in an avatar, we call it a human avatar. But we have something much higher. And actually, in my experience, you know, I think that humankind is more divided on so many different levels than it has ever been. And I think that
Well, that's only because of technology. We couldn't tell before because there wasn't widespread communication across the globe.
What about
But now-
what about like a racial segregation or like borders that are drawn between lands? So
Do you know how many less genocides there are nowadays than there ever have been before? There used to be a genocide every decade in almost every country. Now, obviously, there are genocides going on. There's like, I don't know, far less than any other.
And
There's
not
no
on a-
religious
not a
wars.
scale.
There's arguably, well, there's far less territorial wars. There are territorial wars, of course. It's not.
It may look bad. That's just
It is bad.
blowing it up.
It looks bad because.
It is bad.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
And you feel it.
Yeah, okay, it's bad, but it's not. In a lot of ways, it's far better than it has been.
As
Like
bad
murder
as it
rates.
seems.
Murder rates. The likelihood that you'll be killed by like violence, by a violent assault from another human being, has gone way down.
Depends on where you live. I guess it depends on the territory.
Okay, well, no, as an average, it's gone way
I
down.
wouldn't want to debate you on this.
Every day he's going down. Down.
But they,
On average.
but they never used to charge people income tax. You know, 100 years ago they never charged people income tax, and then they went off to war with the world, and then all of a sudden the world had to borrow money from a central banking system. Now that central banking system demands repayment plus interest.
Oh yeah, they made a shit ton of money off.
So each of us are paying income taxes now, which is a slave tax, 10, 20, 30%, maybe more, of your time is given up simply to pay back for the wars that the bankers funded.
And we make astronomically more than people of our social class did 300 years ago.
Well, it means
When you say make
we can
more.
have these beautiful buildings and they can be maintained.
Well, people lived in these buildings back then, but we don't build on this grandeur today. And my father
Not even
bought
close.
his first house in England
Not
in
even close.
1967 for £3,000. The house that I was renting up until 2 months ago when I had to give it up was £2,000 a month.
Sure.
So how is it my dad, for 1.5 months of my rent, could buy an entire house, and you think that we live better now? Because most youngsters of your age who go into the workplace are going to pay off
think
a
we do.
mortgage for 25, 30 years.
Do you like
Yeah,
antibiotics?
there's no doubt. We're not going to be
You don't like antibiotics?
No. I look to nature mostly to heal myself. I haven't been to a doctor in 7 years.
It is nature. Antibiotics. Penicillin.
Well, okay, penicillin is fine, but antibiotics aren't just penicillin.
Okay. Maybe some synthetic ones, but
You know, so no, I think. What about chemotherapy, for example? That's terrible.
it saved my mother.
Well, a lot of people die from it.
You can argue that other things could have, sure, but that worked for her.
Because when you get
does it necessarily look good on paper? No, of course not. The only reason chemotherapy works is because it's slightly worse for cancer cells than it is for our cells. It's not a good method, but it is the best one we've got, although you'll tell me I'm wrong.
Well, I mean, back.
Oh yeah, there are better methods.
They knew that there was a bunch of different things, even household kind of products that you can use to kind of kill some cancer things. But cannabis is one of the most well-known ones. A friend of mine, the chemist I was talking about just now, he's actually healed people who have gone and he's got the medical report from them with the cancer, and then after the oil treatment, the cannabis oil treatment.
No, don't get me wrong. If my mother could have been treated with cannabis oil rather than chemotherapy, I would have preferred that any day of the week.
So what if we knew
But it doesn't
100
cure
years
everyone.
ago? Okay, let's not
like
get.
you can cure cancer with a diet.
Hold on.
It doesn't cure everyone,
Yeah,
but it does work for some
I
people.
agree with you. But what if we knew 100 years ago that cannabis oil could cure cancer? And it does cure cancer. Now we know this is a matter of fact.
We get a lot worse.
Let me finish my point, because I know you're trying to think about something other than what I'm offering you. So I'm offering you this idea that our governments, our medical establishment knew they had a cure for cancer, but they buried it on purpose. How could they not have done otherwise? Because to spend all these billions of pounds and dollars and so on, and these charities all going around collecting all of this money, and none of them, when I approach them, will say, we can talk to you about cancer. Because, about cannabis and cancer, because they cannot accept.
Of course, no one wants to talk to flat earthers about cannabis.
No, this is about a serious conversation about how our medical profession can be misled by.
I'm not going to defend the pharmaceutical industry.
No, it's not. It's indefensible, and it's not even the pharmaceutical industry so much. It's because it's like like the preachers. They don't know that they're preaching some stuff that's not much. They truly believe that. And the same with the pharmacists who are pushing out.
But that to me doesn't suggest that this is true. And I know we got off on a tangent.
No, I know that.
But like the whole grant conspiracy.
The pharmacy conspiracy
solved
doesn't mean that the earth is flat. I agree with you. But I knew about the pharmacy conspiracy before I knew about the flat earth. I knew about the 9/11 conspiracy before I knew about the flat earth.
Sure.
And that a lot of my thoughts, my history has been engineered for me to believe a certain thing about certain people. When I was in South Africa, they wanted me to believe a certain thing about black people. Right? So that's just engineering. We've all been engineered. Now, the globe for me is an important lie because it shows the magnitude of the power of the system that is sitting above us or wants to control us.
If there's a flat earth. If not, then it's just a bunch of scientists telling people about the world that they...
Yeah, so all ancient cultures and the people who built these staggering buildings thought that the earth was flat. It was only in the last 400 or 500 years that this globe idea started coming to the fore. In fact,
because it wasn't illegal
you can get the circumference of the earth with the measurements of the pyramids.
And the pyramids have been aligned to Orion's belt since they were built. So if we live in a violent explosion,
or are they aligned to Orion's belt now, and you're saying that the sky doesn't move because the sky does move, like the equinox of the precession?
We know about the precession of the equinox, which is a 24,000 year cycle. We know of this.
Yeah.
But that's another question you've got to ask yourself. How do we know a 24,000 year cycle when we've only been smart for the last few hundred years?
Because you extrapolate the data that you receive.
Okay. So now in 24,000 years, what they're saying is that the same star pattern will come around to us. Exactly the same formation.
I'm not an expert on it, but I have seen the sky move.
Basically, this is what it says. But over time, over the course of the year, you can plot the Orion's belt onto the pyramids of Giza. So it's a matter of fact that these were built in alignment to the stars, and today they're still in alignment with the stars. And what I was going to think about is parallax. How if these stars are trillions of miles away from each other, the Orion's belt, and they're not even close to each other, they're meant to be separated outside of the Big Bang, which is moving at millions of miles per hour in totality, and in all chaotic different directions, there's no way those 3 billion would stay. The parallax of them would have changed, or they would have shifted in alignment to each other.
If there was a Big Bang.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying that if we're in...
Because they weren't there in the Big Bang. Like, those stars weren't, like, ready to just fly out in the Big Bang.
But when
like, they were formed far later.
Yeah, okay, but when the pyramids were built, then they built them aligning the two stars. Now, mainstream science says 6,000 years, some say 20,000 years, that pyramids are old. But the point is that even if it was just a year ago that you'd have lined up 3 things that are all moving at millions of miles an hour, there's no way that you would get them into the same alignment. Let alone that seasonally and annually, you will get a similar or same sky formation, and the constellations, they never change position relative to each other within those stars. Parallax does not happen to them. It's like they're locked in place, which makes a lot more sense when you look at a flat Earth idea of there being something.
Because you're not thinking about the scales here.
I think about it like this. I think that if you have to take a piece of cardboard and prick holes through it, and then move it, the cardboard at the same time, you would see the stars moving around your space, above your head or whatever, but they would hold their alignment, and that's exactly what we see.
It's not that's insinuating that there's a light shining behind you, and that's
English, yeah.
I think that it's, I mean, I'm only
But
theorizing.
if you think it's a screen, then obviously that distortion thing doesn't work either.
Which,
Well, you've got to keep bringing up new.
what we see, here's the thing that what we often hear from people from the southern hemisphere is that they see the moon upside down, as a reason for a proof that we must be living on a globe. But I offer you this, that if my hand is the moon, and I was moving it above my head, and you have to look up at my hand now, and I have to look at my hand, you're in the southern hemisphere, I'm in the northern hemisphere. What part of my hand do you see first? You see my baby finger, and I see my thumb. You've got to get past it. I say
Yeah, English or Spanish? Spanish, yeah.
But we don't say it's
Take one, yeah.
You know, if you watch a jumbo jet, a aircraft at 30,000 feet flying towards you, have you had experience of that? As it flies towards you, it sort of lifts up, it rises. Yeah? And then as it gets to the zenith above your head,
What do you mean?
it's a plane flying at 30,000 feet cruising altitude over your head.
So does it come out of the ground?
Let me think about it. You're flying from Australia to Europe, right?
Yeah.
But someone halfway on that flight looks up and sees your plane. So then, off in the distance, as you approach, your plane is almost touching the horizon. And then as it approaches them, it goes higher and higher and higher. It seems to go higher, but it's actually still cruising. But it's perspective that has its lift, or angular resolution that has its lift. And now it's at its highest point. And as it goes away from me, so it'll track downwards and appear to set, but it's still doing 35,000 feet. Do you get? Did
No, because it's a sphere. It's like if you're trying to convince me that it was a sphere, you would say, look, the planes come up, they go over us, and then they set, but they maintain the same altitude. Of course they do, because it's a sphere. But if it's flat,
Right, so the plane is going like this as it flies. It's following the sphere. Is that what you think?
Yeah, but relative to where you're standing, it looks like it's going over. This is an old trope of this conversation. Is that obviously to our perspective, it looks flat.
To our perspective, the world, of course, it does look flat. But that plane, the point I'm trying to make is that going back to the sun and rising. Is that the plane looks like it's rising as it comes towards you. It looks like it's setting to meet you. So I say that the sun is probably remaining at the same altitude, but as it approaches in the distance, it rises over the mountains, and then highest point in the zenith above you, midday, thereabouts, and then off it goes into the distance, and it appears to set. Now, if you go up to, say, back in a plane at sunset, I've done this myself, jumped in a plane in Dubai at sunset, the sun's gone down, I get to 30,000 feet, and boom, there's the sun again. Now, I can see that myself, that's my own experience. Not only that, I've taken the spirit level onto a plane, and zeroed the spirit level on the ground, and then as we're flying, the entire time I'm in cruising, we're at 1.5 degrees nose up. The plane is holding us nose up in order to maintain a level pitch or a level height above the my spirit level showing that knowledge, I recognize that I was born
That dialed in to how, like, if you flew that plane to the moon, it's like insanity for the dimensions that it has to work with, i.e. flying over the surface of objects, right? Okay, so it's zero altitude with that environment, right? Different with rockets or anything that has to go past the screen, you know?
Do you know how a gyroscope works?
Yeah.
So a gyroscope is set up to spin on a level, and it will maintain that rigidity in space. Going to the spin will retain, or the gyroscope will retain that rigidity in space. Until you tip it, it will always stay on that original, no matter what you do with the gyroscope, yeah? It'll stay on that original rigid. So that's what we say, it's a simple argument for evidence that the plane is not going over some kind of level, or also some kind of curve, they're flying over a level. Because if it wasn't true, the gyroscope would continually tilt back to maintain the original starting point level, and it wouldn't be recalibrating itself to apply to some sort of traction to the center mass. That's not how they work.
I think they do it by relearning, like,
again,
what do you call context of the gravitational field?
Well, we've said sometimes we set one up to run for 24 hours, and they say that that would mean then they would be able to measure the Earth turning, because if you set it up in this rigidity, then as the Earth rolled around its 24-hour cycle, then that would reflect in the original origination of the level to the start.
Doesn't change.
So you say there's a force acting on the gyroscope, so that's going to hold it. So as I move around the globe, it's going to naturally realign itself. Is that what you're suggesting? There's a lot of airline pilots. There's a lot of airline pilots who accept now that they are flying over a level plane. And actually, when you fly up to 30, as you go through the cloud bank, and when you return home or whenever you fly next, as you go through the cloud bank, you'll notice that the cloud bank is super level. They tell you, or you're trying to intimate just now, that we can see the clouds going down off the horizon because the Earth is curved. That's not what you see when you go up and you get a much longer range of view. You can see 50 miles, maybe 100 miles, and across what you see is like a tabletop of clouds. Then I hear that too, but you were saying that you could see the effect of that curvature from a plane just 10 miles away as it was approaching you. So, and people say at 20 miles you can see the clouds going around the curve or the horizon or whatever, and they say mainstream science says that 5 miles or 4 miles is as far as you can see over the curve that you can
see like a high definite line that you would say, oh, that's the curvature.
You couldn't see it, no matter. Like,
I wouldn't think you could see it because it's all just
your eyes can't even see that.
Your eyes can't see that far, yeah. So we've taken a powerful camera and had a photograph 260 miles over the island that's in the photograph, the subject in the photograph, should be 3 miles underneath the curve of the water. Another guy with a powerful infrared camera at 30,000 feet in a plane, he can see mountains at 500 miles away. These should be under 2 miles of curve, 15 kilometers of curve. This is no way you should be able to see these things. No, I mean, you think about it, it's when we start to do the maths, it's like we can see distances so far that make no sense based on the maths that we've been given for the globe of 24,900. The perspective of the view. Yes, the higher you go, the further you can see.
I should hope that those were all done at the same altitude. But
well, yeah, you would have to find a plane big enough to all level.
What you need is like a rocket to go up and take unstitched photo.
Yeah, you think NASA would have done that for us by now? Or they would have
I've seen one. Of course, it's not real.
Well, it's going to be done on a computer projection. So
yeah, but not in the 60s.
Okay. So
why not?
So it's from the moon landing.
So they gave us a photo in 1972 of the moon, the Earth from space. and then NASA never gave us another photo of Earth for 14 years. Well, you would have thought that if they had the technology to do that, then they would have been doing that all the time.
Well, that's
have you thought about this when it comes to the moon landings? Why didn't they take a video camera up onto the moon and point it at the Earth and film the Earth moving?
They weren't on there for that long. They were only down there for like a day, like a work day, 6 hours or something. I don't know how long the
6 times in 3 years. 6 times in 3 years.
Oh, no, I mean on the surface at any one point.
Yeah, 3 hours and
but if I was to take a video
30
camera
minutes.
up and just set it up, that wouldn't take very long to do. Just put a video camera there and just let it run for half an hour while I'm going about my business. There you go, I'll put a camera up, film the Earth spinning.
Where are you going to put it up?
Do you know how big the cameras were back then? They weren't like, it's not like putting your phone down and just letting it sit there. They're like big,
and you'd have to secure it.
Cameras like that aren't priorities on scientific expeditions.
But a Dune buggy is. They took a Dune buggy up onto the moon, but not a camera. You know, you've got to be making excuses. No, you can continue.
They play golf.
They can take a golf club up, but this one thing that would answer this question once and for all: film the Earth turning, floating in space, which we say is impossible. Why don't you show that? And they've never been able to show that. I can look you straight in the eyes and tell you that they cannot show you that. The best that they've done 2 years ago, they came out with like an Earth 25-hour Earth turn. And when we analysed that, we found that the clouds are not moving at all in that 24 hours, 25 hours. So what they've done is they've given us some kind of computer projection. So no, I used to, when they landed a probe on an asteroid, I believed
why would the clouds have to move in 24 hours?
You don't think clouds move in 24 hours?
No, of course clouds do move in 24 hours.
There you go.
But not under every single circumstance.
So you think that it's possible that for 24 hours, the entirety of all the bodies of clouds...
I haven't seen the photos that you're referring to.
You've got to know that you're sounding to me and to people listening like you're just making excuses for your beliefs.
I haven't given you any permission to use footage. That's all right.
It's live. So it's
live.
too late.
Check it out.
So they're watching,
Really
they're watching it now.
Yeah,
50 people.
Really hard to swallow.
A few more hundreds will watch it later today. But you know, I say to you that look, it takes me months. Once I first heard it took me months to kind of go, it's possible. But then I heard
I've
known about flat Earth for a long time. So many years. I've looked into it, like I've
check it out.
done things like this. This is the first flat Earth.
But I used to believe I used to trust the authorities that said about this. I used to trust
What comes first? Lack of trustable authority or conspiracy theories?
For me, it was things started to fall apart. 9/11, when I started looking into 9/11 properly, then my trust in the systems of information giving that I used to believe in, the BBC and all of these, my trust in that was wrong. And my belief that...
So then, therefore, this is true.
Yeah? Español? Okay, español too.
To step into looking honest rather than laughing at all the debunking videos that are out there. But it was easier for me to step into this seriously and give it my full attention for a few months where, 15 hours a day, all I studied was the science that I'd been taught and the probability that we could show that we live on an unmoving Earth. And it's all the things like Coriolis force and all those things that you get taught. I used to believe Australia, there's one way down the sink, and Europe goes another way down the sink. I used to accept all these tests as my evidence.
I like that.
Funny thing happened on the way to the moon. Funny thing happened on the way to the moon. Take footage and show us stuff to
I'm not going to stand here and say that I don't think that's a fake. But that doesn't mean that I don't think
Well, it's great to have an empire in mind. I'm not here to convert you, but to alert you that there is something serious going on in this world.
I can see. I can see. I'm alerted.
Streaming, I don't know which galaxies. We can take one picture of
Other parts of the
all these years.
Well, yeah. I published and I got some money to publish the second one, so I started researching the second one. and I realized I didn't know how they
It's all computer based. So you gotta research for your own, but you will find out on your own. Then you're gonna start seeing it. Yeah. Check it out. Bye.
That history, but if I did this history, then maybe that isn't true.
Alright, everyone.
So I got to places where people like, today, I don't want to hear what you're saying because it means that all of the authority figures that we revere and all the institutions of government and revere are actually possibly part of the control system. Right. To control your mind, bodies.
So you think that it's more likely that the Earth is flat than
Isn't the globe?
Well, I know that.
Or is so much bigger than they told.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they go the bigger bit?
The bigger bit of what?
Well, like you said, it's bigger than Earth.
Oh man.
Time to wrap this up.
Yeah.
I think this is an electromagnetic.
Lisa.
So you know, 'cause I got to
Lisa.
I think that it's an electromagnetic.
Can you take over that I help the...
When they say it's experimenting at metro universe, it's like a tourist. And they do a thing called the background radiation test every year. It's called WMAX, measuring science. And it always shows you in the center of the universe. And they all show it as like this apple shaped.
Yeah, because that's what we can see. It's in the center because it's in the center of the observable universe, which obviously we can only see so far, and then we look all around us, and then it looks like we're in the middle, because that's as far as they can see. Yeah.
I'll leave you guys. I have enjoyed the conversation.
Hey, thanks guys.
Okay, so I think we're going to have to wrap it up here. It's getting a little windy, a little cold, and that was a long conversation with those two Australians. We'll say goodbye from, what city is this?
Madrid. Yeah.
We'll say goodbye from Madrid. It's been a changeable day, an interesting day all the same, and I'm looking forward to getting warm coffee because I'm now shivering with cold. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks again for all of those who are making contributions to keeping this tour on the road. It is a valuable and important thing we're doing to get this message out onto the streets, because clearly on YouTube and other formats, the message is very much controlled. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. See you soon.
Bye.